Hear me now.
Hear me now.
Oh my God.
I was gonna say hear me now because you said yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
I was strongly considering it, and then I did the math in my head. How many of these episodes have started with "hear me now"?
Make one tell you a thing.
Man, how do you feel, dude?
I feel good.
Kennedy just left the house.
God, that was crazy. I was so nervous the first 15 minutes for sure. I was just like, I got like fishbowl. I got it total crab swirl for like the first 10 right off the gate. I asked, I heard you're on the ballot of all 52 states, and they go, well, I'm on 13. I was like, oh fuck, shit.
I heard the 52 and chuckled.
52 is the least of my concerns.
You sound like Obama there.
Alaska,
he said 52 once.
Yeah, dude, Alaska and fucking, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is not the 50th state.
DC and Puerto Rico, you could count as 52.
That's what I said.
Neither of which are states. But yes.
Puerto Rico.
There's no reason Puerto Rico shouldn't be on the ballot other than the Dems. Although that might be a swing. That could be a Republican swing.
PR?
Yeah.
Poppy?
Yeah.
You think Poppy will go public?
I think Poppy will do it.
Poppy will go public. I don't know, man. Fucking fucks with Trump. But yeah, that was sick. RFK is the man.
Yeah.
He does rule.
He is taller.
Jacked as hell, yeah.
He's a tall, jacked fella.
It's fucking awesome. What's going on? Fresh back from motherfucking
barely.
California.
Last night was nice, but I'm slowly coming back to life.
Yeah, I had 2 good nights of sleep, and last night I got absolutely fucked on a barf sesh from one of the kids. Just scooped I heard her crying. I'm like, I got you. I scooped in just a fucking warm pile of puke. I'd made tacos, so I knew right it was. The smell hit me, and I went, yeah. I was already having a little indigestion from my own tacos, and I was like,
yeah.
Pick her up. I'm like, you tried to do it without turning the lights on. You got to blast the lights at 2 a.m. She had vomit packed in her ear.
Oh my God.
So I had to give her a bath at like 2 a.m. She's just like shivering, and I'm just like, how the fuck do you? I'm like trying to pick it out. I'm like, I'm pushing it in. So I had to like
hold her nose and breathe into her mouth.
That would have worked. Yeah, you can get boogers out of your kid's nose by doing that too.
Really?
You just go in their mouth, and the boogers come out of their nose. Yeah. So I just had to like splash water in her ear, and just kind of it. Luckily, the water did the trick and pulled all the vomit out of her ear. It was. Thank God she didn't fucking like rock star out, dude. Pass down her puke.
That's true.
I was like, dude, it was
that's terrible. Yeah.
Well, it was funny because we fucked around. She doesn't go to sleep. It takes her a while. If she wakes up in the middle of the night, she'll fuck around, and it's really funny because she'll be in our bed, just like she'll smack you in the face. I'm like, dude, please stop. And then eventually, I'm like, all right, I'm bringing her in your room. I'm bringing back in her room. It takes forever. Finally, she wakes up, eats breakfast, just goes, blah, throws up. And I was sleeping. I come down. Brittany's like, she threw up again. It's like, fuck. So we strip all of her clothes off. And then I had to go outside to take the trash out. She's like, I'm coming. She was just totally unaffected by the fact that she just puked. I'm coming. She's just in her diaper, runs outside, sees a puddle, splashing in this puddle. She's like, this is the best thing ever. And I was sitting there like, dude, what an awesome life. Yeah. Just for a kid to throw up yogurt and just be like, oh, sweet, a puddle. I was like, she's for real. She's in heaven. If you were to take a baby and like, this is heaven for you, it'd just be her hanging out and like near my trash cans, jumping in puddles. And I'm like, I almost cried this morning. I'm like, it's so fucking sweet. I was like about to cry. I'm like, dude, this would be heaven for her. If my
you're an emo dad.
I am, dude. I thought you said you're going to email her. I was like, I might. Brittany set up email accounts for our daughters, and we write them sweet emails while they're babies that they can read when they're older.
That is actually really nice.
And it's kind of nice. But today, because I had one of those things where I just woke up and like she was throwing up again. I'm like, what if she like died last night and like this is all like I'm just some weird figment of her like heavenly imagination. I'm like, this would be heaven for her. Yeah. Just jumping in a puddle on like a shitty rainy day after throwing up yogurt. She's like, this is awesome. I'm like, God damn, that's so beautiful. Yeah. It was. It's
like being drunk. You puke, you go, oh, bottle.
I feel better now, dude.
Trash can.
Speaking of which, I did a good job drinking this week. I
noticed.
I didn't drink too little. I didn't drink too much. I think I just nailed it.
I was doing good all week.
You did a good job as well.
And Post Malone got our ass.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough to ignore.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking like really nice guy.
Yeah.
I can't believe
he's the coolest guy.
Me, dude. I confided in you.
Oh, you were such a it was so fun. I've never seen you get like that nervous.
I wasn't nervous. I didn't want the guy to think I was I didn't want him to think I was like, I fucking beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, it's funny.
It is funny.
In the car up front, all right, so we had UFC in the green room, we were playing it. Matt beat the shit out of Post Malone in UFC.
And I took it easy too.
Yeah, but I saw you hit that early security point where you could never lose.
Bro,
you broke his leg in the first round. He leg kicked him in the first round. He had no idea how to block it.
I do have it to a science though. That leg kick, I can really whip that thing and get you in the blue pretty quickly. But yeah, I think
during the Chipotle break, I'm going to teach you a lesson. There was nothing more stressful. How stressful was that? Dude, so my agents have gone completely against my will and keep bringing Xbox. They have an Xbox they bring to every show.
It's like bringing Rockstar's heroin, dude.
I know.
I'm keeping you supplied.
I'm like, for real, you can't bring this Xbox to this. The night we're doing a show, the first one was the Greek.
Yeah.
I think we might have talked about it on the last episode, but either way, the brothers, the McCaffrey brothers were in there watching us. All of a sudden, a crowd gathers while me and Matt are playing, which is already stressful enough.
Yeah.
Playing UFC against your bro is stressful.
Yeah, it is, for real.
But then there's a crowd. Like, you would land a kick and people would be like, oh, and I'd be like, that was nothing.
When we get there, it's just us and we're playing, and all of a sudden it's like
a crowd
leaders
of
industry fill in. It's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And you can't be like, hi. You're like,
yeah. Everybody would walk in and I'd be. But, yeah, there's a crowd. Me and Matt were playing. Matt won the first one.
Not at the Greek, right?
No, that was at the Forum.
At the Forum. This was
you got the dub.
Yeah, at the first show.
And it was rematch right now.
But caveat asterisk, it was under some weird setting to where your ground game got dismantled.
Well, that's because you were winning. You were winning. I would have just ended it on the ground.
That's what I'm saying.
But I couldn't use my escape.
Exactly.
I had to fucking.
We went to the ground. I'm like, well, I'm done. I had a nice run, and then we were on some weird setting where you couldn't see your.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Couldn't see your like energy bar, and on the ground, like it just didn't work.
Yeah, nothing worked.
So we were just tassel about on the ground, and we get back up, and man, it was a 4
we were
round.
Getting booed for being on the ground.
I know.
People in the crowd or in the actual green room were like, "He's a boo, stand him up." I was like, "Shut the fuck up, dude. This is part of the sport. This is the most interesting part of the sport."
That's so funny. But yeah, I won that one, and then you beat the fucking pants off me.
I got extremely serious.
You
Second
played good.
Went nuts
when
on
you
the
stalk
second.
me down like that, it fucks me up. When I'm getting stalked down against the ropes, I can't fucking. I need that distance to
But then
attack the leg.
Matt played Post Malone, and
I
saw you immediately work the legs.
Dude, it's my game. That's how I play.
I saw you. He never played before. I saw you immediately.
He said he played UFC too.
It's totally different, bro.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah.
That was like when he was just blowing up.
Yeah, he was fucking 15.
Probably hasn't touched it since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then after the Forum show, we're at the after party.
I took it easy though. I didn't go
not
crazy.
Take it easy.
I did too, dude.
On the drive from the show to the after party.
Ask Ahmed. Ahmed played me, and I was full. I gave him full blast.
After the show, on the way to the after party, we're all in the car. Matt's gone. I beat the fuck out of him.
I did it.
As soon as we sit down, we're sitting with him, and I was like, "Post." Matt said he beat the fuck out of you in UFC, and Matt was like, "No, I didn't." I didn't say
he mischaracterized it. I said, "Dude, I was like regretting." I said, "What Post Malone's ass in UFC, and it didn't feel good."
I know. I was joking. I
didn't come out like I beat that motherfucker's ass.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
I know.
It's a funny joke. And to have someone respond by going, "No, that's not true," it's even funnier.
It was funny though. I did think it was hilarious. He told me about a crazy game on the Steam Deck about having sex with Hitler. It's true.
Yeah,
there is a game that's the actual game on Steam Deck where you have to have sex with Hitler.
You have to go back in time and fuck Adolf.
I think so. Yeah.
Nice.
Or send him forward. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Nazis, they looked up some crazy stuff. So either way, you have to. The objective of the game is. I was like, that. You have to be fucking with me. It's like, no, it's an actual game. I was like, damn, it's pretty nuts.
So after that party, party's winding down.
Yeah.
It's been a long week already.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Come to my studio, listen to my new album." Obviously, yes.
Yeah.
We get there, we don't even start the album. We're fucking around for 2 hours first.
Long time, dude.
Yeah. When you hit the exit, I was like,
I was out.
You cocksucker.
It was two.
I agree.
It was so long. It was already 4 in the morning.
Bed, dude?
I had to go home the next morning too.
That's tough.
I had to fly.
I do crypto the next morning. I was fucked for that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I left at like 4:30 and just walked home. Although the studio was sick as fuck,
it was
dude.
Fucking cool.
It was so tight.
Every single song on the album was.
I know.
It was pretty great.
I heard one of them. It was really good.
It was awesome.
I wanted to listen to the whole thing, musician to musician, but
I saw you hitting the keyboard a little.
I wanted to play. I was hoping there's an array of instruments. I just bratted out. Once I saw no instruments, I was like, I'm going home.
No, they had a keyboard.
I know. I saw that.
James got on there for a while.
I know. It's pretty tight. But I didn't want to be fucking. That stuff's expensive, man. I didn't want to be fucking.
Couldn't
with
believe they
stuff.
were doing that.
Yeah, I didn't want to be messing with the shit. But
all in all, a success. Crypto was one of the most hungover I've ever been.
For a show?
Yeah, and it was that show.
Oh,
it was very stressful. And
yeah,
then,
dude. What was up with the Xbox? Did you play James before?
No.
Just moratorium on the Xbox.
Just going, fuck, what a huge mistake. I mean, I had to say yes, but to stay up that late was an insane decision. And then
it was fun though.
You know what was really heartbreaking was after crypto being like, fuck, I got to fly to Denver. I had to do a whole weekend in Denver.
God dang it, dude. Yeah, that was I mean, the recovery, I'm telling you, you have to get into like LeBron level hyperbaric chambers. Yeah. I sent you the hyperbaric.
I need it.
You got to sleep in the hyperbaric. Sleep apnea in the hyperbaric.
I need the mask. Dude, the apnea is at an all-time high. Like if I'm dead, like super tired, the apnea is going wild.
I woke myself up this morning snoring. It was actually pretty terrible. I woke up just going and woke up and I was like, oh fuck, where is everybody? I slept in, had to run downstairs to my weekly wife. My weak wife still recovering.
She's still recovering?
Yeah, she's fucked. But she's getting stronger.
Is that your pult? You dog. Me and Gardini separately ordered 2 fats in the night.
You ever order 2 things and then one guy brings both orders and it's kind of like, the fuck?
Yeah.
I've done it before.
Obviously, yes.
Done it before. I'm like, you got, okay, this is both. All right, yeah, my bad. Order 2 things. Dude, I had a absolute moment of dismay with my dogs recently. I'm like, finally made the appointment. Jackson's legs getting rehabbed. It was kind of a pain in the ass. So
you gotta get him in one of those water treadmills.
I know he does. He hates fucking water, but I want to try to get him on something. But I found a place they're gonna rehab him. But I'm like, I'm gonna start walking him, getting like the leg moving. So I'm walking. I'm like, I don't give these dogs enough attention. I love these guys. I let him out the front yard. I live where I live's an HOA, so they just mulched all the HOAs. Like I have my front yard, and that's not it.
They're going straight for that mulch,
dude. I take him out, let him sniff around. I'm like, I love these guys. Both of them just fucking munched like a yard of mulch, and I was like, God damn it, stop it. I was so mad.
You do have wild fucking dogs.
I was so pissed off.
Jackson Groves.
Dude, him and Matilda, they saw mulch and they just started just eating it like it was dog. And I was like, now they're gonna fucking throw up. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. I was just in my head being like, you guys are
These guys are great.
Just ate a fucking yard of mulch, and I'm like, all right, that's disgusting. You guys are disgusting creatures. You guys are disgusting, dumb creatures.
Jackson does seem dumb. Matilda seems kind of smart.
Until she's fucking mulch. Get them around mulch or cat shit. Those guys will, oh my God, they'll destroy cat shit. They used to dig it up.
It's tasty.
I mean, it is. It's got to be a delicacy.
Tasty treat.
It is a tasty treat. And it's like the enemy, too. It's like a little exotic.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking those motherfuckers.
Getting domed.
Yeah, true. I tossed in a golden shower joke on the Kennedy. I don't know if you know. And he's like, I got a visit.
I didn't hear it. What was it?
He's like, I got a visit from my ex, and I somehow came up with urine. So you weren't drinking? And he's like, no. I was like, maybe golden showy.
I didn't even hear you say that.
I said it quietly.
Oh, damn.
I didn't want to be like, oh, she peed on you.
Yeah. Having the entire team behind there
I know,
made
dude.
me a little uncomfortable with making funny jokes.
Yeah, it was tough. It was sick, though. I mean, so in terms of public service, that was nice. Just to be like, you can hear the guy out on your break and see what's up. He's pretty good. But yeah, man. Oh, dude. You know what my new shit is now? Gardini was here when we were doing it in the Uber. I already told you I do happy to chat in the Ubers, and then I use Black Teenager internet speak on them the whole time.
That's fun.
It's it's like a Pakistani guy. Oh no, come on. Yeah, we're going to bust out right here. We're going to bust out right here. It's the most. Yeah, bust out. Show them the Apple Watch, bust out.
How do they handle it? They have to accept it. They're just
okay.
Yeah,
y'all, I'm finna bust out right here. And Sean was like, "Yeah, we busted right here." It's the funniest thing you can do. I watch Adam 22. Their drummer podcast, and then I use whatever slang on the Uber driver.
It's the only place you can safely test it. They won't judge you. They'll just be like, "Damn, Americans are weird."
It's a total safe space.
You're happy to chat.
It's like, I got the Apple Watch bust down.
Happy to chat is fucking nuts, dude.
Happy to chat is the move, dude.
Ooh.
Who dat?
It's time.
For what?
It's time for our first Chipotle break.
Let's take the Chipotle break.
BRB.
Here. Bye.
There's gonna be another Chipotle break coming up.
Finna be right back.
Wow.
I love it, man.
Yes, we're back. Big ups to main man Chipotle.
I love it.
Big ups Chipotle blessing us on this beautiful Monday.
We back on.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Fuck yeah,
How much
dude.
money you got?
A lock. That shit was awesome.
How many pubes you got? Little inside joke, man. We're just having fun here.
It's not even about money. It's about something else.
It's not about money anymore.
It is not. I don't even care.
Well, I shouldn't have done that to us. Now I'm in a sour mood.
Oh, you're in a sour mood?
That puts me in a very fucking sour mood.
Yeah, I
We're
mean,
just watching stuff online. We don't need to discuss what it is.
yeah, it was just some crap.
Sours me a bunch of crap, dude.
I get more
I thought we were
disorganized.
past this, dude.
I get more disorganized. We are. We're almost. We're
It's the
good.
death throes.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll be like hippies. And you see like a 1960s hippie now, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that was a thing.
Yeah, that was
for
a
a
thing
while.
for a little bit.
Petered out. So the inherent greed within humanity kind of showed itself, and now the hippies got fucked. They got real. They fell apart like really hard.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys like, we don't need rules, and they would have like communes, and it would just be a guy just like beating the fuck out of everybody.
Remember they did the Chaz? Remember that? In Portland was
yeah.
like, defund the police, we'll start our own thing.
Yeah.
Immediately they shot 3 black kids. First day.
True. Yeah, it was like a molded librarian lady with a gun, like
Oh shit.
Yeah, I told ever since Brittany was a cop for a while, my attitude towards cops, I didn't like cops, and then when everyone hated them, I loved cops.
Yeah.
I grew up in an anti-cop house where like my dad couldn't stand cops.
Yeah.
He hated cops, but he was always getting pulled over in the motherfucking trucks.
Yeah.
Truckers and cops are not exactly friends. So, but yeah, I love cops now. I haven't got pulled over at all the whole time I've been here. Philly, you get like people don't get pulled over that much out here. In Philly, I would see people pulled over all the fucking time.
Nonstop.
Out here, it's like you drive as fast as you want.
People are. You got pulled over?
You got pulled over?
No, I haven't. But a fact I heard the other day is there's no DUI checkpoints in Austin. They don't
That's
run
what's
them
up.
here.
Damn. So you and Lamese can keep doing what you're doing.
I don't drive drunk.
Sure.
That's
You
no
know that
excuse.
about me.
How'd you get home for the Instagram Live?
I took a Uber.
Uber.
right.
Oh yeah. What happened with that?
Oh no,
That was my favorite.
Yeah,
dude.
I only saw the very beginning of it and I
it
stopped.
was so embarrassing. That's pretty much all.
You got to keep going live, dude.
I can't keep
It's
going
so
live.
fun.
Oh,
Did
you
your
remember
parents
when I
reach
used
out?
to do this?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
It was very fun.
It's hilarious.
No,
very
my
fun.
parents didn't reach out. Thank God. I hope
Ever
they
since
didn't
you've
see
come down to
that.
Texas, it seems like you've got a bit of a habit.
No, that's not true. I drink just as
I'm
much
just
as I
saying that
used
to your parents. Your mom's definitely on the page.
to. She might be. Yeah,
How they doing?
they're good. They're in
miss 'em?
South Carolina now. I do miss them.
Yeah, I haven't seen my parents. This is the longest time I've gone without seeing them.
Same. Yeah.
Just keep growing my beard. That's all I can do down here.
Yeah,
Grow my beard and become the ultimate artist.
you are.
I'm trying to become the ultimate artist.
All right. You are the ultimate artist.
No, not
Yeah,
yet.
dude. Don't be bashful.
I'm not the ultimate artist.
Who
One
do, you,
day.
who do you think the ultimate artist is? McKeever?
Rick Rubin.
McKeever, Rick Rubin.
McKeever, Rick Rubin, yeah.
What
McKeever,
about
Rick Rubin.
Toyota Tacoma Tommy?
Toyota Tacoma Tommy actually might be the ultimate.
Don't. Matt, why'd you say that?
That is the sickest nickname.
It's
Dude.
the best nickname possible.
Toyota Tacoma Tommy is the best nickname possible. It's so funny.
We open up a can of brainworms on that one.
T.
That's a can of worms on the triple T.
T3. What? T3?
Triple T.
How's T3 a can of worms?
T3.
T3 is nice.
Toyota Tacoma Tommy. T3PO.
You gotta explain it.
He's T3PO. O'Connor's R2D2. That's they're gonna be so mad.
O'Connor's gotten the turd.
The
Dr.
Dr. Adolf
Adolf
sponge is rough.
Doc-
He got hit with a Dr. Adolf sponge at the premiere. You remember that?
Yeah, Dr. Adolf's
Dude
better.
was just like Dr. Adolf sponge.
The turd's the worst, though. When he was coming out, when he would come out to do stand up, and he go, turd.
All right, great.
T3 is
But
walking
then
the park.
the turd had like he was prepared for them to call him the turd, so
Yeah.
he had a little bit of material on it. And then
Yeah,
I was
true.
with him doing shows, no one called him the turd, and he'd get out there and be like, "Great, you guys called me the turd." People were like, "What the fuck?"
You guys all think I'm a big turd, right?
You guys, everyone here thinks I'm a turd.
Theater
The
of
Ohio
20
rest stop turd. Yeah.
It's a theater of 2,400 people. What the fuck are you talking about?
T3PO,
T3PO and
Yeah.
R2D turd.
R2D turd.
It's a fine automobile. I don't understand the big
The
deal.
Toyota Tacoma Tommy.
What?
That's just a great nickname.
It's so, it's. I
It's
swear
not
to
making
God,
it. There's nothing that's being made fun of.
not at all.
Not one thing is making fun of him, which is what makes it funny because he's gonna get mad by it.
That is just a great nickname, and then if you have a problem with it, that's internal stuff. If you called me CRV, if you called me CRV McCullough or something, I'd be like, yeah, fuck
Yeah.
yeah. Love my whip. I fucking love my whip. I'm gonna drive it till the motherfucking wheels fall off.
Yeah, that thing's sick.
Bay, we made a pact, dude. I said, let's ride these. We had she has a silver CRV, I have a black one. I said, yo, let's ride these till the wheels
Oh
fall
man!
off.
Shout out
We
to
made
the
a
Raiders.
pact. We made a pact, and she's like, I kind of like the Genesis. I'm
You
like,
guys are
you fucking
Silver
you
and black. Dude.
betrayer,
You guys are
dude.
Raider Nation.
That's what I'm saying, man. We're
Yeah.
Raider Nation in our twin CRVs, all fleeted out, dude. Whenever we go, I'm like,
What
yo,
about
let's-
you ever think
about
about
the
getting
bus over
You
here?
ever think about getting a murdered out Toyota Tacoma?
I might.
The truck's fucking sick.
I love small trucks.
Yeah, it's actually not that small. It's not as small as I thought. It's not like one of those giant ones, but it's a mid-size.
It's not. It's
not
not a
the little
Ranger.
tiny one.
It's not a Ranger.
I like the little tiny.
I
one.
like the Rangers too.
Yeah.
Tacomas are a little bit bigger. Although he's Italian, he should have some tile in the back of that thing.
It's gonna be.
There's gonna be he needs to put some
gonna
bathroom
wop
tile
that
in there.
truck
He's
up.
gotta wop it up.
Yeah,
Wop it up. Wop the truck.
he's gonna wop that truck up.
It's just him having a pickup truck is funny.
Of course,
It's objectively funny.
he
for
went.
him.
Yeah, he
It's-
hasn't had a car in 20 years.
It's a pickup truck,
He got a pickup truck.
which would be totally normal. But if you, for some reason, it will sting on him if you hit him with TTT.
I mean, Bees thought he had a home run with fucking T-Bone.
Thought he did.
Got hit with the roach.
I know. I mean, nickname wars. The key to nicknames, you have to embrace it 100%. If you try to fight a nickname, it just gets.
Yeah, but you can't glaringly accept it. Like if somebody was like Toyota Tacoma Tommy and he was like, that's fine.
Yeah, true.
That doesn't bother me. I don't care. The fuck does that even mean? I don't care. Yeah, that one's
Tacoma Tommy.
fuck.
Are you the genesis of that, Gardini?
Not to brag, but yes.
Yeah.
At the pub, we came up with that one.
I thought it was right when we got in his truck.
No,
where were
Nickel
we?
City when he copped it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's awesome.
I thought we were on the way to the baseball game.
It was after the baseball game.
Back at the pub after the game.
Yeah, because we saw the pics.
Yeah.
And have you hit him with T3 yet?
Yeah, but he's usually pretty drunk and he doesn't listen to me very often.
Wakes up in a
Toyota
cold
Tacoma
sweat. He's
Tommy.
like, it wasn't real.
Nobody's calling me that.
Nobody hit me with T3. Nobody hit me with TTT.
T3, are you riding? Do you love me?
Toyota Tacoma Tommy.
Well, this is a mistake. We got that Chipotle in our bellies, dude. We're being
True.
real silly.
You got the fire in your belly.
Yeah.
White man has the fire in his belly. I'm pretty fired up right now.
What are you fired up on?
In a good way. I'm just fucking fired up.
Yeah, I woke up very happy today.
Yeah, I woke up. I'm just pumped. Woke up. My fucking.
So happy I didn't have to fucking do anything.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah. I mean, besides this fucking historically important interview.
Yeah, interview of
Obviously,
presidential
besides,
candidate.
You know,
But
shaping the fucking.
after
nation.
that, I knew I was done.
Chill time.
Now I'm done for the week.
Yeah.
I get
actually,
a sweet week off.
That's tough. I got to go to motherfucking Indiana.
That'd be nice.
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis is a good time.
Indianapolis, not Indiana.
That's in-
Indianapolis. Is it Indiana? My lack of fucking
Bro,
geography.
it's
is
called
just on
fucking
display.
Indianapolis.
Yeah, but dude, so is fucking Kansas City. It's called fucking whatever. One of those is.
Yeah,
called.
Kansas City's a tough one.
They changed the name.
I
Knock
agree.
that shit the fuck off.
I
bro.
agree. Some of it
There's
is in
little
Kansas.
kids out there trying to pass tests, dude.
Some of it is in Kansas.
I know, but isn't the other side? Isn't the one
It's all
side-
Missouri, yeah.
Missouri?
The majority of it's Missouri.
Yeah.
Am I crooked letter?
Although I live in Delaware, I'm from Delaware County, Pennsylvania, but I live in motherfucking Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
so
what the fuck's that about,
I
dude?
get it, man.
And you went to school in Delaware.
I did.
You and JB, dude, you got a lot in common.
True. True.
Delaware boys. The first state.
I spent a lot of time. Delaware is for real. It's they have a lot of the DuPonts have, I think, pumped like waste into the soil. Delaware is weird as fuck, man.
Yeah.
If you're down there long enough, it is a bizarro place. Because we were 10 minutes. Us PA boys were just 10 minutes from Delaware.
Yeah.
We're so different.
It gets a little odd down. Like Eastern Shore, Maryland's a little
Oh,
weird.
yeah. Slower, lower. Did you ever go to slower, lower Delaware?
Yeah.
That place is fucked up, man.
Phil's a Delaware man.
He's a slower, lower guy?
Phil's family was a little bit Dover, Delaware. Yeah.
Dude. I spent like a good 6 months down there working in Delaware City, like right outside of Delaware City, and it is, dude.
What's it like?
It's just like local yokel. It's like you leave Wilmington, which now is just like obliterated with heroin, but it's like an East Coast, and then you go down just 50 minutes south into Delaware. People are like, "Yep, Rick," and you're like, "What? How is that possible?"
You probably go to Rehoboth.
No. We know all about Rehoboth.
You go to Rehoboth, dude. You go to Rehoboth Beach.
We had no choice for our senior week.
I had to stay in Rehoboth once or twice.
So we were like, Dewey's so lit, but we couldn't get a house. We waited, so we had to stay in Rehoboth.
Damn, everyone called you gay.
No, we were like, dude, this house is actually like really sick. You got like a better house down here.
You gotta defend it, dude. That's T3. You gotta go. It's actually sick.
I was like, there's no way.
That's gonna be such a problem. God damn it.
He's gonna return fire.
The truck fucking rules.
The truck is sick as hell.
Yeah.
The truck is sick as fucking hell. I fucking CRV.
It's just a funny nickname for Tommy.
It is so funny.
Go with Tommy.
No, him driving a pickup truck is objectively funny.
Why'd you come up with that nickname, God Dog? You did. You took credit for it.
I can't remember why.
On record.
On record, the superstar himself.
Yes.
Yeah. It's funny.
That's crap, dude. I don't like that.
I think it's hilarious.
not
I think
proud
it's
of
a
it.
it's a funny jest. If you came at my whip, I'd say, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
the
CRVs
CRV.
are in the house.
Got the CRV.
I loved every single car I had.
This is true.
The Rolls.
Rolls was nasty as fuck. Rolls was nasty as fuck.
Rolls was sick.
It came so fresh too. Well, dude, you should hit Uber again.
should.
Reactivate. You should for real reactivate and just do like 1 hour.
Do cash cabs.
Yeah, one ride a day. It'd be so funny. I'll lay in the trunk.
I'll just play the podcast. I'll pick people up and play it. I'll go, what do you think of these guys? Put on a mask. I'll go, this episode was actually pretty funny. Usually I don't think that type of humor is funny.
These guys are talking about kissing guys. They're just joking around.
That stuff's not for me, all that homosexual.
You should get a bad fake mustache.
Yeah, just get my mustache back.
Oh, yeah, you shaved. You're looking pretty
Hit the
dapper.
spaz, hit the shave last night.
Was it last night?
Yeah.
Looks good.
I took too big. I had it was a week and a half of no trimming.
Yeah.
It was just hairs were getting in my mouth.
Yeah,
And I tried to trim it, just took a big chunk out. I was like, all right,
Yeah, it's
it's time to go.
You almost got the stash.
Oh, I was close. In fact, I'd be lying to you if I didn't test it out.
What a man does in his mirror is a man's
Whenever
business.
a man's shaving his own face, he's gonna test it out.
Test out a Hitler.
He's gonna feel the power for one.
I got to go to a wedding in June. I might wear like a really nice tuxedo and a Hitler stash.
There's no.
We
You
got to
should.
bring him back, dude.
MJ gave it. MJ tried. Remember MJ did? Michael Jordan did a Hanes commercial with a Hitler mustache. Yeah. Dude, the picture is unbelievable.
Why did he do that?
I don't know. Everyone was kind of like,
Okay, dude. He probably made a bet. He probably made a bet with
yeah,
someone.
he had his gambling debt
He's like, I'll do a Hitler stash on the
in a Hanes commercial.
It's a fucking. It looks kind of good on him though, bro. He was in the motherfucking barbershop. The boys are gassing him up. God damn, Michael, that Hitler stash looks nice on you. Who do you think was greater, Muhammad Ali? It looks good.
Everyone that saw the commercial
Bro,
was
it looks
like,
so good.
what the fuck?
I think he pulls off a Hitler stash pretty well. Why do we let Hitler's the only guy? Huh? You got to soul patch the Hitler stash. Yo, let me see.
Hitler with nothing?
Is that him without it? Put him.
Yeah.
Bro, him.
Someone's going, why do you have a Hitler mustache?
Oh my god. And look,
That must have been so funny for the people working on set at Haynes. Must have been like, oh my god, you're not gonna believe this. Okay, not a big deal. Michael's here. He's in his dressing room. There's one small thing you gotta know. He what is it? Who cares? It's Michael Jordan. He can do whatever he wants. Well, that's okay. He does have a Hitler mustache right now. What the fuck?
And he's like, but it looks kind of handsome.
It's actually fine.
It's kind of handsome.
There's a slight goatee underneath it, so it's not full, but it is close. And with our test groups, they are saying they only thought about the Hitler mustache the entire commercial. No one knew this was for Fruit of the Loom.
Especially since you've met so many people who work kind of in that industry.
That's exactly what that would be.
Minor detail.
Yeah, that's exactly what it would be.
His mustache kind of reminds us of a genocide.
They would ask and they would go, how attached are you to the mustache? Just, okay, you want to keep it? That's fine. That's fine.
Are you familiar with Adolf Hitler?
So far, every test group we've put it in, the thing they've responded to the most is it reminds them of Adolf Hitler, not underwear.
But we'll do more. We'll do some. Dude, that's the funniest shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's just another thing he did.
You got a soul
solidify the
patch
goat.
offsets a Hitler stash. That brings you like net neutral.
Yes.
If you soul patch, ultimate chill.
Yeah, but that way you can bite your lip. If someone's giving you guff, you go. And they go, holy shit, it's Adolf Hitler. He's black. He's back and he's black.
It's the Monstars.
Yeah.
They're taking him over. Oh, the Hitler Monster took over Michael. God damn it, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Beast. Complete beast.
I might soul patch. I gotta shave because I
actually did that. I didn't do the Hitler mustache. I shaved the mustache first, and I had just the chin. Just the chin's nuts on me.
Yo.
I just look like Chum Lee from fucking Pawn Stars, dude. I look like shit. I kept my chin. I look like a Pawn Star.
You kept just like the full soul patch?
I kept just, dude, I did Chum Lee instantly. I just became Chum Lee.
Yo, stop.
Fuck, dude, I look like Chum Lee. God damn it, I look exactly like him. Yo, yeah.
I didn't know his fucking name.
Fuck.
Chum Lee.
The dad looks like Phil. We might be related to the fucking Pawn Stars.
You guys gotta open the pawn shop.
I can see me and Phil, dude. Me and Phil could take that picture. Fuck.
Yo, that would not be bad. You should try
I'll
to
see
get.
if Phil will do it for Halloween or something.
You got to get like a Storage War show and just max out for like 40 years. If you do storage pawn shop storage, you just put a soul patch. Stood there like, we're not paying you all this money for this junk.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring in an expert. That show it's not bad.
It's tight.
The historic parts got like when the bidding's nice.
Yeah.
When they're trying to be funny off air or off that, it's intolerable.
I got caught up in Lizard Lick towing for a while. Pawn Stars, I used to fuck with Pawn Stars, heavily,
nice.
dude. It was good. Pawn Stars is good. Huh? Picker? I never seen that.
Yeah, I saw that. They go to like barns, shit. Yeah,
Oh, like salvage shit?
yeah.
Yeah, I've lived
They
it,
just
bro.
rip off farmers. The farmer's like, yeah, you can get whatever you want out of that barn. The guy comes out, he's like, this is worth $85,000.
Yeah.
Can I have some of that? Like, nope. We're the American pickers.
Sorry. Yeah, my dad's boy, that was his hustle. Like he would just go like my dad would do demolition.
Refurbish an old Coke machine.
He would
or
just
something.
find like a curb and he'd be like, that's granite. He'd be like, Kev, dig it out with the machine.
Yeah.
Just fucking the poos.
It's like what the War Mode boys
RIP the
did.
poos. Yeah.
They did that with that Spud's driveway.
Yeah, the cobblestones. Yeah, there's like weird shit you can get where you're just kind of like that. He would like walk through stuff and be like, that thing right there, that's blah blah blah. And his backyard was just full of like weird plate stained glass, and he was absolutely the man. Such a beast. That was a guy when he died. He tried to get my dad to bring him to shoot a guy so he can get his coins back.
Nice.
Some dude
Yeah, I
stole
remember
his
that. That
coins.
was awesome.
Yeah, that's a sick thing to do, dude. Just be like stage 4 cancer, sitting in your boxers watching westerns, and be like, Kevin, drive me to his house. I'm gonna fucking shoot him. It's like, dude, you can't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be an accessory. I'm not driving you.
Should he be like, he could have Ubered though.
Yeah.
Uber in the undies. Be like, dude, don't even worry about it.
No chatter. Not happy to chat at all.
Not happy to chat. Yeah, he was for real. He was the best dude in the world. So funny.
I was trying. You know, what was making me laugh was during the RFK thing when he was like, I have the Irish doctor.
Yeah.
I was fighting everything not to do it. I was like, you've got worms in your brain. Mr. Kennedy, have you considered you've got worms in their brain?
I know. I was like, I'm going to fuck around so much. As soon as he got here, I was like,
Yeah.
I think at some point I was like closing my eyes while I was talking to him, fully autistic. Like,
I knew you hit a good run though.
Towards the middle, I woke up and I was able to do it. In the beginning, I was like, you're in battle all 52 states.
No, it was, I remember the phone call you heard that.
I know.
She was like, we're going to be on the ballot in 50 states.
That's what I heard. I was like,
Texas was a tough one. We're going to.
Got you.
Yeah.
So they're on 14. It's coming up, man. They're fucking. His idea of just distributing identification is like, yeah, what the fuck? I get 40,000 pounds of junk mail every day.
Yeah.
You'd think you could press a slab of a picture together and send it out.
I could be wrong. I think it's easy to get an ID.
Yeah, but you got to go to the DMV.
I don't know. I could be wrong.
Callahan's doc about Vegas, the homeless in Vegas. He tried to get him IDs, and it's one of those things where like you need a social security card, you need multiple forms of identification to get an ID.
True, and
that
then
makes it
there's
a little
losing them
difficult.
too.
I don't know. There may be an easier process, but I don't know.
Yeah, but then you lose them, and it's like that's kind of a pain in the ass.
True.
Because I guess you need it to be. It has to be some sort of like. There has to be some sort of backup. Because I mean, there has to be some sort of like screening. Because if it's too easy, then you know. But I feel like, dude, every immigrant I know comes here, snags the license in like 2 seconds. They get it done. They get the job done though.
Yeah.
Immigrants do get the job done. Because they snag driver's license, no problem. They're after the bag. It took me when he was saying something about like economic development in the Middle East. It was so hard for me
money.
not to be. Dad'd be like, they just got to get the bag. What? Like,
don't.
Never mind.
Don't.
I wasn't. I'm saying him being like, what? What are you?
What would he do?
What? We talked. Me and him talked. We're almost both Aquarius monsters too. He's a Cap, obviously. He's born the day after my dad.
Is it?
He's a Cap.
Jan 17.
Yeah, my dad's
J17.
My dad's J16. My dad's born.
I believe you.
January 16th. Poor dad. I want to buy some guns off my dad.
Damn, my dad drove a Bonneville. We could have called him Bonneville. Drove a Pontiac Bonneville.
What's he pushing now?
He's got a Kia.
You should steal it with a flash drive.
I'm gonna.
That'd be
I'm
really.
gonna get in there.
Yeah, I'm Shane Gillis. I'm gonna steal my dad's car with a flash drive.
Yo, Phil sleeping.
Is Bam okay? Did they caught him right?
I don't know. I think Bam's all right.
Yeah, they caught him. They caught. He was on a sick one for a while.
Yeah, he was on a mad one.
Now he's quiet. He was in like rap videos with dudes. He did like emo rap videos.
Yeah, that was
Living Like Bam was sick. That was a sick song.
he's he hasn't been in the news lately, so that's good news.
Yeah, he chilled.
No news is good news with the Bam man.
Bam, yeah. Kanye.
No news with Kanye scares me.
Yeah.
He's in his lair. He's thinking of something. What's he gonna do next? Whatever the fuck.
Well, the
I
Drake,
want.
true, whatever he wants. The Drake Kendrick beef is kind of. He was supposed to drop porno. Did you know that? Kanye was announced. He announced he was going to drop porno, and then I guess he just stopped.
Who was gonna drop
Kanye.
porn?
He was like,
he was
yay
gonna drop
porn.
his own porn.
Yeah, he was like, yay porn coming. You know, whatever date it said, and then I think he was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Yay porn.
He's an
would've been
entrepreneur.
Crazy.
He's an entrepreneur. He's just thinking, what's next?
Yeah.
Porn.
My porn. That'd be crazy if
yeah.
he launched a sex tape and then he became basically like a level above Kardashians. Could you imagine that?
I can imagine that. Yeah.
Dude, we've been in the same room as Kim Kardashian twice now.
Pretty good.
It's pretty crazy. I think I retire. It's pretty
Yeah.
good. But on I was getting a normal job. My resume like been in the same room as Kim Kardashian.
Bitch. What was he doing? What a legend, dude. That's a
It
visionary.
was making me laugh last week. You're like, you're with your girlfriend.
Dude. I think they took out the booing.
Did they?
Yeah. If you watch Netflix, she doesn't get booed now.
Okay. I mean, yeah, they can. I guess they can.
I think she should have kept it.
Yeah,
That made me like her more.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck are they booing
she also
about? Who
fought
cares?
through it pretty well.
Yeah.
And then did, pretty good
Yeah.
as far as it goes.
Although,
All of her
good
hilarious. Who
Lord,
do you think wrote for Kim Kardashian? That's the question.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Who does her team tap? Who does Team Kardashian tap for the comedy roast of TB1 GOAT?
TV1 goat.
Because you think you would
Probably
know.
just the top LA fucking joke slingers.
Yeah, true.
You know?
It was funny. They made fun of her trans dad. She just got the joke. She's like, yeah, fuck. She's probably
man.
been dying to slam Caitlyn. Caitlyn is, for real, I think, in terms of inspiration, most inspiring Kardashian. Jenner, technically.
I
technically
agree.
Jenner.
Out of the Kardashians?
For me personally,
Yeah.
most inspiring. I like the way I like the way she conducts herself.
Just doing whatever.
Yeah.
At all
values.
times.
Just I like her values.
Yeah.
I like what she stands for. I also, again, I've said it before, but it is the ultimate divorce power move.
Yeah.
You want to get divorced? Brother,
I'm a lady.
Caitlyn paved the way for all of us.
Yes.
Just be like,
Would
I'm
you
a girl.
if you get a divorce again, will you trans?
Definitely.
You better not.
That's how you know it's coming.
If you trans,
Dude, I'll be
you can be in here with me.
I'll hopefully be
You'll be
able to
watching
anchor.
me- you'll
I'll
be
be able to
watching me-
anchor the big show.
You're gonna watch me play Xbox. It'll be a tough life.
I become a trans gamer.
I think those are out there.
I know.
I think there's a lot of successful trans gamers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm 10 steps ahead.
Yeah.
One
How many
bedroom
games you
apartment.
got?
One bedroom apartment. I have tits and I'm gaming for a living. For probably a pretty humble living, but still.
I think you could make a pretty good living if you trans and start streaming games. I think the dogs will follow you.
So they'd be pretty mean. to me,
We've
though.
talked about that. Well, we could be the Wachowski brothers.
We could. We could. If we would chouse, dude. 'Cause again, you can just fuck around and wear a dress. You don't got to do all that stuff. You don't got to like cut your nipples off or anything like that. You don't got to do anything. You don't got to do anything nuts. You can do whatever we could for real do whatever we want to our bodies right now. It's kind of prude that we don't. Dude, we could get like weighted plates and just stretch our nipples super far. Like it has nothing to do with my sexuality.
Yeah.
This is just men. This is my primal bond with other men. But yeah, you can do fucking whatever you want.
Stretching your nipples is a primal bond with other
Yeah,
men.
this is just mask. This is totally mask.
That is pretty mask.
If you stretch your nipples
You
far
could
as
tattoo
fuck,
your entire body like
True.
Machine Gun Kelly.
did he do
pretty
his
tight.
entire body?
Yeah, he's fucking wild looking.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Have you seen him?
No.
He looks like a Mortal Kombat character.
He tattooed his entire body.
Yeah.
I feel like doesn't that ink get into your that ink has to like get into your bloodstream. It can't be good for you.
I could be wrong.
Did he leave the abs out?
Yeah.
Why did he do that? Oh, he did that. He's black? He's just black now. With just black ink? Why do you do that?
Because it's cool.
Dude, imagine I woke up from one measly tattoo.
You look scary.
I woke up from one measly tattoo.
That's a good one though.
Come on now, dude. Not covering that motherfucker.
I am
up.
jealous of the scary snake. Freedom.
I have 4 weed plants in my house. Yeah. Don't fucking you dare tread on me. Yeah, dude, that's terrifying. I didn't know he did that.
He's a scary guy.
He's a rap devil.
He's a vamp.
True. That is that's a cool. You gotta have to keep reinventing yourself though. You gotta,
He's fucked on that one. That's the last one.
go white. He go white.
True, he'd go zebra stripes on that. Zebra would be fucking sick,
That'd
dude.
be nasty, dude.
Full body zebra tat.
That'd be pretty cool. Or get it
There's
all
guys
removed.
that do that shit. There's like weird dude, like Lizard Man. I remember
That's like a
they used to be
pre-Lizard
like-
Man. That's like
yeah.
right before you go
They
Lizard
used
Man.
to be like Ripley's Believe It or Not. If you did that shit,
yeah, dude.
be like, look at this fucking freak. He thinks he's a lizard.
That's
Split your tongue. You should split your tongue.
that'd be nasty.
Let me see that thing. Whoa, that's a lizard man. This is dog shit.
I'm gonna try. No, this is good.
This is really good.
I'm gonna try it once. Now that
Whoa,
you said
I
that,
didn't even notice the fresh white
new
hoax.
hoax, baby, fresh hoax.
You are a new hoax. Young
Dude, that's what I'm saying. You're
Skywalker.
talking about my outfit for the fucking interview. I'm talking white
White on
sweatshirts, white Moronas from Target, white Hokas, bro. What the
Can't
fuck
believe
is
you told me to change for the interview.
I didn't tell you to change.
Yeah, huh? I said I look like a dickhead, right? You're like, yeah, you might want to change.
You were like, should I change? I said, yeah, maybe the bathing suit. Yeah.
The bathing suit was nice, dude.
Dude, you could
I
wear
wanted to
whatever you
let
want.
him know we were chill.
I will never tell you how to dress.
No, I was just wearing that when I woke up, and all my clothes are still in the suitcase from the fucking trip.
I just took mine out.
I had to break this fucking Bud Light polo out.
Polo was nice. I thought about getting gussied up as well.
We should have got gussied up. We should have worn suits.
I
to
know.
honor him. What'd they say about your outfit? That you look like a schoolgirl?
What the heck?
Those little short shorts and why you got a Hooters waitress's bottoms?
What the hell?
You do.
You gotta start beefing up those legs, bro.
I'm trying to. I'm doing primal workouts in
You
my
doing
backyard.
primal workouts? Are you going high cardio though? You're not
Yeah.
gonna bulk.
Well,
You look like you lost weight since I last saw you.
Do you mean that?
Yeah, I do.
You
I've
did.
been
For real.
trying
You
to
were,
exercise. And
we were gonna have an intervention for you because
Yeah,
we
you were
thought you were getting
bulking
so pudgy. Like, Sean's getting pudgy. We
I
have
actually
to
was.
talk to
I
him.
was obviously I was endorsing it. I think you'd be way better if you got fat. Although I wouldn't like your comedy if you were a fat guy. It'd come off like kind of like a snarky bitch.
True.
I gotta get it.
We have
I
enough
guess.
fat bearded weirdos.
They said they said glad you dressed up for this, guard dog.
Oh, I said that.
Yeah,
That's funny.
That's
funny.
hilarious.
they were nice.
I'm heading right towards a new vision of health right now.
You
Told
are.
you, I have a ma'am. I've lost.
How's the
2.5
ma'am doing?
pounds. She's awesome. She's on my ass. Everything I eat.
What's that ma'am look like?
Lady.
Let me get a look at that ma'am.
I'm supposed to
I
find her.
cannot wait to see this ma'am.
She's a good lady. She's on my ass, dude. All my macros. It helps, dude. Yesterday I would have eaten 7 times the amount I ate yesterday because I went to, we gotta take my kids to the farmers market. We buy sweet treats, we buy all the
Farmers
stuff.
market.
There's Brazilian cheese bread there. There were so many snacks, and I was like, oh, I used to eat every single snack here. Let me find her. Yeah, dude, she is.
I was watching Eastbound last night.
What
and-
season?
Season 2, Magco, and the guy that did the Q&A. You remember him, Brandon?
Yeah.
He's in season 2.
What?
He's on one of the ATVs. It's very funny.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Dude,
I was like, that's the guy that did the Q&A.
that interview. Let me see.
Obviously, he also produced our show.
That interview, that's my fucking fitness guru, dude. That interview was for real the best thing in the world.
No comment.
You're smitten, dude. I see.
No comment. You know my type.
Huh?
You know my
I
type.
know exactly. She would fucking whip you up into shape, bro, in no time.
Nah, I'd bring her to my world. I said, being healthy is gay. Shut up. She'd be on that couch watching me play Xbox.
She slowly loses.
I would go, you want to order Chipotle? She'd go, yeah.
Slowly loses everything. Dude, that interview, we didn't talk about that last week when the bro tried to handle, he tried to give you guys a serious interview. Did we talk about that last week? When he did the premiere
Oh,
tires.
God damn.
Dude, he
We
tried
didn't talk about it?
No.
Oh, so funny.
That was for real. That was cracking me up.
Because he's the man. I love this guy.
He's the best. I
And
sat next to him at SNL because I
He's
was
so
like,
funny.
we were talking to each other. I'm like, why does he look so familiar? And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, dude, it was very funny.
So he showed up for the Q&A for tires, and I haven't seen him in a while. Since SNL, he lost like 10, 15 pounds at least. Hadn't been drinking beer. Showed up, clean shave. He used to have like a beard and long hair. A nice haircut, no beard.
He was on the
He was
good
in a
boy
button
tip.
down,
He's on
like
the
a
good boy
tucked in
tip.
button down. I was like, what the fuck is this?
He was church mode.
He was in full church mode. Then we started the Q&A, and he's like, so how do you guys get into your characters, and what motivates them? I was like, what the fuck, dude? You and me got drunk every day on set. And he was like, oh, this guy's he's exposed me, huh? I was like, yeah, dude, what the fuck?
That was so funny. Him trying to keep the wheels on that was
It was not, there's nothing he could do.
no.
German had a panic attack as soon as we sat down. His words. He sat next to me. I was like, what the fuck's going on? He's like, I'm having a panic attack right now. I was like, God damn it, dude. This is our Q&A at Netflix. So it was just me and McKeever, and none of us can answer a real question.
No, I mean, it would have been crazy to be like,
Yeah. Be like, well, the artistic process.
It would have been funny if you just talked in a British accent. You know, when you watch behind
Yeah.
this, well, actually, my character, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that guy was fucking British.
Yeah, he's like, how'd you get into character? I was like, well, we all played ourselves.
Yeah.
I just burped Chipotle, dude. This is the second
Give me
Chipotle
that.
break.
Send that to daddy, dude.
Ew.
Imagine Chipotle burps, dude.
I just had one.
I'm saying like in the middle of having sex with a man.
I have. Not the man part, but
I know.
I've definitely unleashed some Chipotle mid-sex on a lady.
Girls can take it.
Girls can take it. They go.
Girls can, dude, they're geared to high levels of just awful pain and then just like the grossest. They think baby's poop smells good. I've heard this from multiple women. They go, it smells like buttered popcorn. I'm like, dude, it's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
They're sickos, dude. They think baby poop for real smells good. I've heard multiple women say.
Their dog's eating cat poop. Dude. If you're not in there, they're gonna munch that. They've all tasted it.
That explains a lot. That's why she's like, I'll get it. I'll get that one. I go.
And there you go. What are we having for dinner? She goes, I had late lunch. Yeah, what'd you have? Did you eat baby poop again? You're gonna get hit with some baby poop burps.
You catch her in the diaper genie, like get out of there.
Like a dog sticking its head in the trash can. Hey, God damn it.
She knocked it
Dude,
over.
I forgot it. Shaq Diesel used to do that. He used to bring the rim down. Every day, my dog would jump in the trash can.
Dude.
Just every day.
We had to put a baby gate in front of our trash can because Jackson would fucking lift it up with his nose and just devour it. It's truly the worst.
It's pretty funny.
Especially when Brittany would freak out and be like, dude, we got to get rid of him. And I'm like, he stays.
Yeah, it's coffee grinds all over the floor.
I mean, eggshells and coffee grinds, dude.
Yeah.
They're old, for some reason, they're always, I guess they're a staple of everyone's diet, but yeah, coffee grinds and eggshells are my two least favorite things to pick up.
I just received a text and it reminded me of some new soul crushing anxiety I've got going. I have to throw an opening pitch.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Yeah. In Philadelphia. Hopefully
So do you mad dog and go for the fastball, or do you just connect with the
you mad dog and go check down to first? Oh wait, we talked about this.
No, we didn't.
We never talked about this?
No.
Yeah, checking to first is very funny.
Checking the first is hilarious.
I'm going to try to throw.
You talked to David Spade about it, and he goes, dude, everyone has a sick plan. You get out there, you just throw it, and everyone's like, come on, let's go.
Yeah, no one's going to give a fuck.
But even if you give a little one of those, check the first, and just
I should at least step off the mound and act like I'm throwing a first.
Dude, it would be.
Catch a balk.
It would be.
I don't know. It's very scary because my shoulder hurts.
Does it?
Yeah.
You got to rehabilitate it.
And I don't have a lot of time to rehab this thing.
How many weeks is it out?
2 weeks, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm fucked.
You just do this every day.
Yeah, I have.
Do you know
While I'm gaming, I sit there and go.
Do you know if you move? Have you been doing this?
Yeah, I have full range of motion. It just hurts when I strain the muscle.
Just rip it, dude. Tear it.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Well, if you just move your joint, like fluid, like I think the synovial fluid goes to them. So if your joints feel fucked up, just move it. Well, that's obviously pause on myself on that one, but you got to move your joint.
Go with the other one.
Well, yeah, the fluid comes back to your joint. If you just move it over and over, your body just sends some sort of fucking grease.
I said yes to doing this. And it was a mistake.
No, the pitch will be sick.
So scary. It's the scariest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, that's nerve-wracking. But dude,
I'm looking like a dunce, dude.
You got facilities. Go to the baseball.
Yeah, we talked about this. I'm gonna fat fall off the mound. I'm gonna land on my fucking hands and knees, dude.
Be out of breath.
It's gonna suck, dude.
You're not gonna fat fall.
I'm gonna fat fall off the. If I fall, I'm gonna just die. I'm not gonna try to help. If you catch yourself on your hands and knees, it's the fat fall. You're fucked, dude.
They come out. Get the fuck off me!
Yeah.
Get the fuck off me! If you're not gonna fat fall, are you gonna go cleats?
No. Full uniform is obviously hilarious. Look, I've also talked to I have some connects at the University of Texas baseball.
Yeah.
I said, brothers, you got to let me in the next couple of weeks. Teach me how to throw.
It's going to be awesome. You got to get down there.
Do you want to come with me?
Yeah, I'll go to I'd throw some baseballs.
Yeah. They'd be stoked to see you.
That'd be fun as fuck. Ripping a baseball would be fun as having a catch is so
Toyota
fun.
Tacoma Tommy is the only one that can help me.
He can rip.
Honestly.
Yeah, he can rip.
You
have to hop in the back. You hop in the extended cab. Hop in the cab.
Dude, making fun of someone for having a truck, and it's gonna work. I know it's gonna work. He's gonna be furious.
Having a pickup truck rules.
Of course, that's why it's funny.
Billy doesn't shut the fuck up about his pickup
That's all
truck.
he talks about is his fucking
door
truck.
max. Yo, everyone's gonna be so fucked up. I got my door max. Like, truly nobody gives a fuck.
He sends pictures of his seats.
It is sick though. I like what he's doing with it. It is funny. He's like, bro, everyone's be fucked up when I pull up in my Duramax.
We gotta get Tom some fucking so he can roll coal.
I hate rolling coal.
He needs to.
You could put something on. Yeah, you could. What would you put? There's got to be some sort of.
We should just low ride it. We should Mexican it out.
Drop it.
Yeah.
Drop it. Flame.
Body
you can get
kit,
some flames on there. Now you're talking.
Now we're talking Uncle Titi. Tio Tom.
Titiwana, dude. Head down to Tommywana. It's funny because he's a very city slicker type, and it's just very funny that he has a pickup truck. It for real tickled me when I first heard that. I said, that is great. Sign from the cosmos.
It is.
Say, hey, brother.
Texas Toyota Tacoma Tommy.
Put the mulch in the back, bro. Get the mulch back there, brother. I actually weeded my front yesterday. I was so proud of myself.
That's good.
I weeded my front garden. It felt
Weeding
good.
sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Do they have the prickly weeds here?
Some.
I hate those guys.
Dogged them.
Regular ones are fine.
Yeah, there was only a couple though. A little
Yeah.
bit. Dude, it's funny. I actually completely tricked my kids into weeding too. I started weeding. They're like, what's this? I'm like, you pull the weeds out. And they were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Check it out. Dude, they went crazy. They pulled
I got tricked into it as a young man. It
So
feels
did I.
good. When you pull it out and the root comes right out,
Yep.
that's nice.
Yeah, it feels great. You snap the root and you say, I'll be back for you,
Yeah, I'm
motherfucker.
gonna get you in a
I'll be
few
back,
months, you
piece
bitch.
of shit. Yeah, I really want to trick out my front landscaping big time. It's the first time I've never been able to like buy a bunch of plants and stuff. There's some weird shit that grows down here too. A lot of like cactus type plants with like an agave looking thing with like a giant tree that comes out of it with like it's fucking
That's cool.
nuts. Yeah, I'm gonna go wild. This next season, I'm gonna plot it out, let it go, and then I'm gonna go pretty nuts with the plants.
You should grow. Yeah. You should grow some cool stuff.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
I'm bad though. I'll kill them. I'm more of a landscape architect. I just want to design, step away, because I could set up the sprinklers, but I wish I had more time. I would get way into growing.
Look at
stuff.
that hoop out there.
Bro. The sun's out too.
I know. I'm ready to get in the pool.
I'm ready to shoot some motherfucking basketball. What time is it? Ride it out. What you got?
All I can think about is throwing that first pitch. That's very, very scary. I'd rather sing the national
You're a
anthem.
lefty too.
Yeah.
You'd rather sing the national anthem or throw a pitch?
It's close. All right,
Yeah,
the
I
national,
guess you get grace
the
on
national anthem can't go wrong. If it's bad, it's hilarious.
Funny. Yeah.
If you throw the first pitch and it's as bad as I think it could be, I'm fucked, dude.
No, it'll still be funny, especially if you
It's gonna be funny.
If it's a bad pitch, just go.
I mean, I'm gonna, dude. My shoulder's gonna be hurt.
If you go to the facility for 4 days, it'll be nothing, man. It'll be just like you practice, and especially if you put a little pepper on it. My God, the upside's going to be crazy.
Like W after 9/11.
That's what I'm saying. W smoked them.
Yeah, Obama did not. Obama looked like a sissy. 50 Cent looked like a sissy.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you could defeat the terrorists with this one pitch.
I know. That's what I'm saying. There's a ton of
It's
pressure.
a lot of pressure. Yeah, I didn't think about it like
All of the Gaza Strip would
that. You could save
it would
guys.
collapse if I throw a fastball.
They turn off the Oprah.
Yeah.
Tune into
Iran would
Train
say,
Yunus.
"What the fuck?"
Yeah, if you got to don't put too much heat. If you put a little bit of stank on
I'm just
it,
gonna try to get it there. And they offer you don't have to throw it from the mound.
you go to the mound, bro. Are you going to go to the mound?
Obviously, you have to throw it from the mound.
Yeah, you can't.
That's where the fat fall comes in. that's where a rolled ankle. You go,
King Fat was killing me. That made me laugh.
what's that?
When you were saying how you looked like King Fat in the one picture, that made me laugh. Dude, for real, my stomach hurt. I was driving. It was like, it's the weirdest. I've never heard of that before. King Fat.
Yeah, dude, this week was tough. All I did was take pictures.
Yeah, man. They were snapping.
Oh, God.
They were snapping them. You had the freeze challenge. That was nice.
It was a lot.
The Dallas, it was Dallas Cowboys freeze challenge.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Absolutely hilarious.
That was a tough one.
The picture of me in the sauna with a dude surfaced. My cousin was like, check your tagged photos on Instagram.
Oh, no.
Pulled it up. I'm like, it's actually really funny.
It's a good one.
It's very funny. Yeah, it made me laugh. I knew it was coming.
The Drake thing's not going away either.
Dude, that's
Keeps gaining momentum.
Yeah, they're digging back further and further.
They better not.
Oh yeah, there was one
There's
from
another one?
It was, yeah, it's
no,
it's
I didn't know
even,
there was another one.
It's when we were. It was during one of those like Zoom podcasts we did, and you're like, you're like, dude, I went to this thing. It's like Drake's nightclub. And I was like, what was it? 16 to enter, 21 to drink. And you're like, yeah, dude, fucking, or 16 to just get in there and party. Drake's a fucking pedophile.
Oh, God damn it.
It's funny.
It's not funny, dude.
is so funny.
I love Drake,
It's
dude.
so funny.
It's his darkest hour.
It is.
And I'm one of the sticking a knife in the
It's
great.
so long ago, though. He knows your allegiance. It's just,
I hope these are Drake pants. I wear them every day. I love Drake.
I don't remember you saying all this either, which is funny.
Yeah.
But the clip, dude, it's from real like a pandemic Zoom thing where you're like, yo, I was at his fucking nightclub. It was weird as fuck, dude. It was so funny.
No, it's not funny, Matt. It's making me fucking feel bad, dude.
I get it. I get how that feels bad. But he's gonna.
I'm gonna start fully openly defending.
Here's the
jerseys.
thing. He might feel freer than ever now. Imagine having that circulate. Your camp is coming back saying, yo, Drake, yo, Drizzy. It's coming out that like people saying like you a pedophile and shit. And he's like, psst. And then finally it's out. Now he's just free. He can see like, dude, whatever.
It did expose.
What can you do?
The beef did expose how many people hate him.
Yeah.
All those little weasels were so excited to see the big man go down.
Yeah, dude.
They love to see a hero get dragged down, even though I was one of the people calling him a pedophile.
As a joke, though.
I was fully joking.
Exactly. It was funny. And dude, back then, if you watched, we for real, and this is just true, we were calling in that same episode. You go, yeah, dude, and dude, we called Tom Hanks was a pedophile.
Fuck.
We're just calling everyone a pedophile.
Yeah.
We did that for a straight 2.5 years.
Of
we're like,
course.
yeah, pedophile. It was from the Alex Jones thing.
Pedophile.
Pedophile.
Sean Gardini.
Pedophile.
Retard. Yeah.
Well, goddamn it. Let's get that motherfucking poo.
Well, I'm still OVO, dude, forever. Even if they don't like me, I love them.
You might be angry. You might be fucking dark OVO. Dude, they're gonna let you be the OVO Al.
Just please let me hang out with the OVO guys.
Dude, they're gonna let you do it.
I was joking around.
That would be funny though. That would be funny if you guys for real like linked up and everything was sick, and then like 2 days later he gets busted for real being like a vicious pedophile.
That's not fucking funny, dude. Yeah, that's not funny at all.
It's just funny. It's not gonna happen, obviously.
I need to throw a strike.
You need it, dude, for real.
Drake will see it.
Throw it for him. Go like this, dude.
Dude,
Before you
Drake will
throw
see
it,
it.
just go champagne poppy.
Champagne
And just
Poppy, I love you. I'm
fucking-
so sorry. Dude, if he ever looks at the DM I sent him, it just says Poppy at fucking midnight. Dude, it just says Poppy. I thought you could unsend it.
This saga
I don't care
continues.
if people make fun of me for liking Drake so much. I don't care, dude. His music's good. Shut up.
Dude, I liked RFK for that, dude. I was like, bro, you have the entire strength of the media just attacking you at your family hates you. And he goes like, dude, as long as I'm good with myself. I was like, you're the best, dude. I love that. He's
Yeah.
like, as long as I know I'm right with myself, that's all I care about. I'm like, God damn it, bro.
That sounds like a leader to me.
Right away in my head, I was like, I'm not gay. These guys on the internet are wrong.
All right.
Let's get in the motherfucking poo.
Yeah, let's swim around. Let's splash about. We're not gay at all. He's a young superstar. He thinks he's a hotshot. He got intoxicated and went on Instagram Live this week.
Really?
Yeah, he made
Yeah.
a fool of
An
himself.
absolute fool of himself. He tried to delete it, and I shared it just to teach him a lesson.
Yeah, I regret it very much.
What did you do exactly?
I just
It's not exactly. Don't say exactly what you did.
I got really drunk and opened up Instagram Live and played Lakeshore Drive. Do you know that song, Lakeshore Drive?
Yeah.
It's very good. And I listened to that, and I just wanted to share a moment with everybody, and I regret it very much.
You should.
Well, you learned. And That's good.
Thanks, guys.
We could have.
It'll go away. It'll never.
Yeah, it's not forever, so that's good.
Well, thanks for coming here and doing this. I'm
I'm honored to be here.
pleased. We're honored. For real. I've been really happy about this. So it's just pumping me up.
And apparently, so you are, because they've been trying to say you're totally out of it, but now you guys have had, you guys are on all the ballots now in all 52 states?
No, we're on the ballots in 14 states. We got on Texas today. We needed Texas the hardest one because you have 45 days to get 100,000 signatures. But we found here what we're finding elsewhere. It's incredibly easy for us to get signatures. So we got 250,000 signatures, which we try to get at least double what we need because the DNC and the RNC are going to come in and try to go through every signature and try to, exclude them.
Really? So they take that very seriously.
Yeah, they're
But
going to
not,
try. Their strategy is to keep us off the ballot.
Yeah.
They're trying to save democracy by destroying it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
that
my
makes
fault.
sense.
I totally, for some reason, I must have got misinfoed. I thought it was
No,
a
but
200.
we've done the hard states. We're going to get on the ballot, and I think they're beginning to realize that now. We've done really effectively all the hard states. We're not on the other really hard state is New York, where you need 45. You have 45 days to get 45,000, but there's these other provisos that you have to get them from certain counties and certain congressional districts, a certain amount. And we had a firm come in that we hired to do our ballot signatures. So we had 100,000 volunteers in the state, and then we had a firm come in that was charging us, but we suspect that the firm was actually secretly working for the DNC. And they did things to invalidate almost all the ballots they collected. That if we had not discovered it early, it would have sunk us. So we're about to file litigation against them.
If only it was a mail-in vote, I think they would take it less seriously.
So you have to get per state. You have to get a certain amount of signatures to be on the ballot. Is that how it works?
Every state.
Jeez. Okay.
This is what I always thought, and correct me if I'm wrong. I always thought it was a bad move by the DNC to try to get you off the ballot because I thought you might take more votes away from what otherwise would be a Trump voter. What do you think of that?
I take more votes away from Trump than I do from Biden at this point. Mm-hmm. So we've polled our own people, and we take about 57% of the people who are our supporters who we poll say that if I drop out of the race, they'll vote for President Trump, which is why President Trump now has opened up all the firepower against me. But we also did a poll. We did the biggest poll ever done, at least in this presidential race. A typical poll like the Quinnipiac poll, or the Harvard-Harris poll, the Siena poll, the Gallup poll has from 1,200 to usually 2,200 people that they interview. We surveyed 26,000 people. The poll has a margin of error of virtually zero. So anybody who does that poll would end up with the same results. And it was very interesting because what it shows is that if I stay in the race, Biden loses. If I get out of the race, Biden loses even worse. He loses 2 extra states, Maine and Virginia. We did every state. And if Biden dropped out of the race, I would beat Trump. So Biden cannot beat Trump, but I will beat Trump. I don't beat him by much. I beat him by 3 electoral votes, but Biden loses catastrophically to him. And then if Trump dropped out, which of course will never happen, but then I beat Biden in a landslide. So I beat President Biden. I take 39 states and he only gets 11. So I'm actually in a different position nobody's ever been in history, which is a third-party candidate who in a head-to-head race will beat either of the candidates from the major parties.
Damn, and they won't debate you at this point? Neither of them will?
Well, the debates are scheduled after the conventions. So there's a presidential debate commission, and it has scheduled 3 debates. The first one is in September 18th. And if I meet certain metrics, which the big metric is 15% in recent polling, then I will be on the debate stage, and I should meet that metric. So they should have to debate me. I mean, they should debate me anyway because of because my favorability ratings are better in every poll. My favorability ratings are better than either President Biden or President Trump. So if they want to do the right thing, they would debate me. So but I don't think they. Do you think President Biden is going to debate?
I don't think he'll debate.
I don't think he can.
I think they'll say that if they debate Trump, that's a threat to democracy, and they won't dignify Trump with a debate.
Yeah, they'll say that they're legitimizing him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is weird since he's already been president.
He's a criminal though. Yeah, he's going to jail. But so how do you deal with like, because you get crushed all the time in the media for just like, I followed it from a long time for like, they were saying like you communicate with your dead ancestors, which every different thing I've seen, if you read it for 2 seconds, it's like, oh, you're talking about like a meditative exercise. That if anyone else said it, it'd be like, oh, that's actually really nice. So like, how do you, what are some of like the weirdest characterizations or whatever you've had? And like, how do you deal with that?
Well, they've applied everything to me. I mean, anti-Semitic, racist, talks to my dead ancestors, anti-vax, anti-science. I mean, we should make a list of them. This week it's that I have a brain worm, which was actually true.
Damn. Got you.
That is a tough one.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Brainworms, tough.
Yeah, that was, I think, 13 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was in a deposition for my divorce. And I think it was 12 or 13 years ago. And the New York Times went it back and dug up that deposition.
Wait, she brought it up in the divorce hearings?
You know, I don't know. It was in a deposition.
It's a good move by her.
For sure.
Yeah, this guy's crazy.
He's got a fucking brain worm.
Yeah. But I forget the context in which it was brought up. But at that time, I was having a lot of brain fog, and I was having trouble with word retrieval. And so a guy who was a buddy of mine, he was actually a guy I was in prison with for the summer of 2001. I was in maximum security prison, and he was my cellmate. He's the head of the biggest labor union in the country, Dennis Rivera. This was when we were put in jail for protesting Vieques, the bombing of Vieques, and I had won. I had been the attorney for the people of Vieques at that time. And we were good friends, and because he was the head of the hospital's union, he had a lot of contacts in the hospital, and I told him that I was having this trouble, and he said, I'm going to get you in for a CAT scan. He got me in for a CAT scan. The CAT scan showed a black dot in my brain, and they said it was a tumor. They said it's got to be a tumor. My uncle had died only a couple of months before from glioblastoma, which is a brain tumor. And my Uncle Teddy, had been on the chairman of the health committee in the United States Senate for 50 years. So we had really good contacts in the medical community. And we, at that point, because they'd all been involved, the best oncologists and neurologists in the country had been involved in treating him. So they were all on the speed dial and, family phones. So I was able to take these films and send them around to the best doctors in the world, and they all said, yeah, it's a brain tumor. And then I had to get surgery, and I was going to use the same surgeon that Teddy did, which is this guy in North Carolina at Duke. And I was going in to pick up my films on the Monday, and I was scheduled for surgery on the Tuesday, which I was not looking forward to. And there was a young doctor, an Irish doctor, who was sitting in the office where my films were at Columbia Presbyterian. And we struck up a conversation. It was about Ireland and stuff. And he said to me, what are you here for? And I said, I got a brain tumor. And he said, can I look at your films? And I said, yeah. So he put them up on the light board. And he stared at him for a long time. And meanwhile, we'd had literally the best surgeons in the world looking at these. And this is this young kid, and he looks at it, and he said, and then he turns to me and he said, I don't think you've earned surgery. And I was like, tell me more. And he said, there's something about this. I don't think it's a tumor. He said, what you should do is measure it really precisely, and then 6 weeks later, measure it again. If it's a tumor, it'll grow. If it's not a tumor, it's something else. So I went back every 6 weeks for the next 6 months, and it never grew. And then at the end, he said, it's probably this thing called neurocystic sarcosis, which is like a form of a tapeworm that gets in your brain. He said, it's dead. It's not in there, or you'd see it. But apparently it's very common in India, and I had traveled a lot in India, because of my work. It's also common in the hog industry, and I had been suing the hog farms for 10 years.
Pig soon.
So I don't know exactly where I got it, but anyway,
What
it's
side
dead.
what part of your brain was it in?
It was on my left side in the front.
Okay, so I think
Well,
that
I don't
part
know.
it's not super important for what I know about brains. Front is important, and like the bottom, pretty important. Sides are just like memory and
the worm-
balance. You don't need that. You don't need that.
The worm was, you couldn't remember words. It was eating the words. What was this, a bookworm?
No. I don't actually think the worm was causing me
I
any
sat on
problem.
that for 5 minutes. Pause.
So that was the theory, though.
I don't think it was. Because at the same time, I found out that I had huge mercury levels. So I had 10 times the amount of mercury that EPA considers safe. When I chelated out the mercury, all my cognitive issues were resolved. And so I don't even think that the brainworm, I don't know what the brainworm did. A doctor told me at one point, he said, you could lose 10 IQ points and you'll never know it.
True.
He said, even people around you won't really notice it. So I don't know, do you think you're as smart today as you were when you were a kid?
I don't know. I can't tell. I think I'm smarter, but I might.
You've gotten smarter.
I got Audible. Audible helped me a lot. I was pretty dumb. Now I can
I've
at least-
gotten significantly
Yeah,
dumber.
Audible is good.
Audible is good.
You think you've gotten smarter?
No, I've gotten dumber.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
like-
that from the drinking? And
Yeah, probably alcohol, lack of sleep for a long time.
Stress.
That'll do it. Stress. It's incredible.
well,
stress.
I know this, that my kids seem a lot smarter than I was, and they
Yeah.
think they're smarter than I was. So
Yeah, they have the leg up though. They have the benefit of how smart you are. Then you raise them with your level of smartness, so they get more smartness. I went to school for psychology for a year. Well, here's a question. This always kind of cracks me up, but because I'm like been fascinated with like how you're portrayed and all this stuff. And the thing that really kind of cracks me up is when people are like, oh, like you're coming on these positions, you're grifting, you're trying to get supporters. But then the things they're hitting you for are like, again, vaccines, wildlife preservation. It's like if you were truly grifting, I feel like you would just be like, we got to fund Ukraine. We need more vaccine. Like you could rise to the top of the Democratic Party tomorrow, I guess, if you were like, I love Ukraine. We got to fund the war. We got to do this. We got to do that. And then you get accused of like
when I took
grifting
my
on
position
fringe
on
stuff.
when I took my position on Ukraine, which was the beginning of the campaign, it was 86% of Americans supported the war in Ukraine. So it was not like a proper position.
Yeah.
People recently started saying this about me because my official position changed on the abortion issue. And so they said, well, he flip-flopped on that. But, I don't think anybody really seriously accused me of being a flip-flopper for the reason that you say, that I've taken very, very unpopular positions and stuck with them. And what I say is, there's no way that you can change my mind by calling me names or by criticizing me or by marginalizing or vilifying me. You can always change my mind with facts. If you tell me I'm wrong about it, show me that I'm wrong about something, about one of my presumptions, I'm going to change my mind. And that's what happened with the abortion thing. So, my position on abortion was that it should always be a woman's choice, right up to the very end. And my assumption was that any abortion that occurs during the ninth month, you're basically killing a child, right? My presumption was that no woman's going to deliberately carry a child for 9 months and then 2 days before it's born abort it. Who would do that? So it could only be in instances where the mother's life was at stake, or there was some other, overwhelming medical issue involved. And that it shouldn't be up to a bureaucrat of the state to dictate the outcome of those kind of decisions. It should be up to the mother, her relationships with her family, her conversations with her pastor, with her doctors, etc. It's a very difficult decision. I don't want a bureaucrat making it. But then I learned I was wrong, that there are actually a huge amount, comparatively of elective abortions at that time. And so, and my belief is that, you know, the state at that time, you've got a wholly formed, viable child, that the state has some interest in protecting that baby. So as you guys know, you come from presumably Irish Catholic families.
Yeah.
My family is split about this, about, you know, right to life, right to choice. I've been a medical freedom advocate. I've been I've been the leading advocate in the country for medical autonomy, freedom of choice. So I think the woman should always choose, but, you know, in this case, if it's a fully formed baby, that the state does have some interest in protecting that life.
Yeah, but that's kind of, for me, that's kind of your charm, where you'll like wade into these very murky waters where most times it's just like a one word answer, like I'm for blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, you're like kind of actually going into it being like, well, I support medical autonomy. And they're like, what about a late term abortion? You're like, all right, son of a bitch. Yeah, fine. And they're just like, you blah, blah. So then they just run the story as like, you love to kill babies. That's like kind of the angle they're going on it. And it's like, if you look at it for 5 seconds, you say like every abortion is a tragedy, but I still want every woman to make the decision, not a bureaucracy. And it's like, for me, it drives me nuts to watch that. It's like, damn, this is deciding the future and the policy. It's literally like, it's a form of lying to be like, this is what this guy thinks. And you watch it and you're like, if you watched it just 2 minutes before that, it's not that at all. But and then to say like, well, I saw it and, it's like, fuck, man, I was wrong. I don't like that. I don't think it's flip-flopping. It's just being like, let me have all it's almost an impossibility to expect one person to have the right answer on every major issue in the country. And that's what the president is expected to do.
Start to finish.
Some people just lie. So then the presidents just lie, or they just like research, get demographics, and they say, this is what I'm going to say. It's almost like if someone agrees with everything you think, they're probably just lying, So I do applaud your ability to like wade into those waters and be like, here's what I think. You get the data, you go, okay, yeah, shit, all right. I'll think about that, differently. So I don't think it's flip-flopping. It's like actually thinking issues through rather than having a team of people be like, say this about that, get the vote, and then, business as usual. So I just wanted to commend you, that's all. Give some positive vibes.
Oh, it's interesting living in that space where, where I'm getting incoming from both sides and just and tremendous anger and from people, and particularly from people that I, knew that I was allied with for many years, and then how to deal with, to internalize that, that kind of criticism. It's easy to deal with it from the outside because it's kind of formulaic about how do I counter this, but it's been interesting, and actually it's been an important experience for me to be in a world where I'm very isolated and where nobody believes you, and to be able to find your own my own resources and say it's not important what people think of me. It's not my business what other people think of me. My job is to do what I believe is right, and then leave the outcome in God's hands, and to try to be peaceful throughout that.
It's pretty difficult. So how do you do that?
I had an experience.
I could use that myself.
I had this experience
Yeah.
when I first got sober. I went to a rehab for a while, and my wife came to visit me on January 17th, which is my birthday. And after you get a visitor, they test your urine. And I got a urine test, and it came back positive for alcohol. And not just a little alcohol, but like me walking drunk,
Like Gardini Instagram Live.
Yeah, exactly.
What happened?
And then, so they shut down.
Good time, dude. Chill.
The golden shower.
They shut down the unit. So nobody could go out, nobody could have visitors, they couldn't go to the gym. And then they sit in a circle and try to get me to admit that I had drank, but I hadn't drank. So the next day, so they had just like a marathon meeting, and I just said I didn't do it. The next day, they tested me again. I came back positive again. So then they went in and they took away everybody's perfume and their hairspray and anything that might have alcohol. And they were trying to figure out where is he getting that alcohol. And that happened for 13 days in a row. And at one point, I said to them, put me on suicide watch, because there was a glass box, where they can put you and observe you 24 hours. I said, put me on that so everybody knows what I'm doing. And then test me. And they said, no.
You just got hammered in the glass. So they didn't put you in there.
They just said, we don't know how you're doing it. The doctor said to me, 5 years from now, you'll come back. If you're still alive, you'll come back and tell us how you did it. And they asked me to leave. And I called up my brother and I said to him, here's what's happening. And he said, you just need to come clean and tell the truth. And then I called up an uncle and he said the same thing.
Oh, no.
So I was like feeling, okay, there's nobody in the world who believes me right now, but I'm telling the truth. And I just started laughing, and I was talking to God, and I was saying, it's between you and me, and that's all that matters. The only thing that matters is my integrity, and I have to be happy with that. And that incident just taught me a lesson that, it doesn't, what other people think of me is not my business. It's not my concern. What my concern with is if I have personal integrity, if I'm living a life of integrity, of character, and then, we're all in the middle of a dream. We're all in the middle of an adventure. And ultimately, it's God's decision about how it turns out.
Nice. It's respectable. So I have another question. So with all are you familiar with the deaths of despair and all the people who are just either killing themselves, overdosing, that whole phenomenon of the nihilism and how it's kind of spreading? So, and this is just from me watching you. You strike me as a president who also has a pretty directly spiritual view. It's not dogmatically religious from what I can tell. It's more so you seem to have a direct connection with a higher power from, I guess, recovery and all that stuff. For being the president, or as president, what do you think, if you were to be elected, what would your role, or would you take it seriously trying to kind of combat the pervasive nihilism and how that kind of relates to the deaths of despair and all the overdoses and stuff? You think that's an important role, and is that possible to even speak to? It's not a policy thing.
I think it's absolutely critical, and we have particularly this younger generation of kids, Generation X and millennials, who feel completely disconnected. They're disconnected from any kind of hope for their own lives because they're not going to live the way that our generation lived. They know that. They can't afford a house. The central fulcrum of the American dream for my generation was that if you worked hard, if you played by the rules, you're going to be able to finance a home. You're going to be able to raise a family. You're going to take a summer vacation, and you're going to put something aside for your retirement, all with one job. There is nobody in my kids' generation. I have 7 kids. One of them is in a house. The 6 younger ones, who all have good jobs, all went to great schools, none of them have a hope for getting in a home. So part of it is, and there's this poll that was taken in 2013 where Americans under 18 to 35 were asked, are you proud of the United States of America? 85% said yes. The same poll taken 4 months ago, 18% said yes. So somehow that entire generation in the last 2 presidencies has completely lost faith for their future. And I think that's part of the problem, this detachment. But also there is the shattering of community bonds that's occurred, where people are being fragmented, they're being alienated, atomized, and a lot of it has to do with social media and the kind of decline of communication, the decline of social relationships, the destruction of Main Street, with the local, all of these little things that bound us to community, nature, the local store, the hardware store, the bookstore, the relationship, the Boy Scouts, all of the relationships that we had are now that held our country together and that built this idea of community are now being eroded, and we need to build those back. And we build those back by rebuilding our industrial base, by getting people into homes. Because if you're in a home, then you care about your community. You go to the PTA meetings, you go to you care about your police, your fire protection. You're part of a community. You're part of something bigger than yourself. But also you have equity so you can borrow money. And if you have an entrepreneurial impulse, you can pursue it. And this generation, part of going from a nation of owners, from an ownership society to a nation of renters, we go from being citizens to being subjects. And they see that happening to themselves. And, all of this alienation and dispossession that you see in that generation is this confluence of economic factors and the social media that are just driving people apart, and all the bonds that once held together are gone. One of the things I'm going to do is start these wellness farms, and that's going to be my big Peace Corps program. Right now, the biggest industry in rural areas is prisons. And I'm going to start building these wellness farms where kids can go and reconnect with the communities, where there's no cell phones, there's no screens. People raise organic food. They can attend if they want 12-step meetings, but it's their recovery areas. People can get off of SSRIs, they can get off of benzos, they can get off of illegal drugs. Go there for as long as they need to go and recover. I went to the model for this place in Italy called San Padrignanos, where they have 2,000 kids, and it's about several thousand acres. They have a vineyard, they have kennels where people learn how to take care of animals for, as part of an employment. They have a bakery that's a prize-winning bakery. They have a winemaking facility that's, produces some of the best wines in Europe. They have a furniture factory, they have an apparel factory, they have wallpaper painting, and they have traditional artisans who are teaching these kids a trade. And when they leave, they have something. They're placed in a job when they leave. There's a place in Salt Lake called The Other Side, which is based upon that model, and they're doing the exact thing in downtown Salt Lake. And they have 300 ex-cons there, a lot of them drug addicts, and they run one of the biggest storage companies in Utah. They own a moving company. They own a lot of little companies, and they teach these people how to be reliable, how to show up on time, how to talk to other human beings, how to keep a bank account, all of the kind of the skills that you need to be part of a community and part of society. And we need to reparent this generation of kids and restore them. We're spending, right now over $100 billion on Ukraine. And we have a crisis in this country that is, that we're ignoring. And we're losing this generation of kids. And, I'm going to put an end to that.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's something I always worry about too. It doesn't seem like it's going very well for a lot of people.
Yeah, but you love the Donbass region.
The what?
The Donbass region.
What's
Matt's
Donbass?
obsessed with it. That's why he keeps giving all that money to Ukraine. The last thing
True.
was Russia to get the Donbass region.
I am on a hamster wheel. That's all I podcast for, is to send more money to the Donbass.
My son went over there.
Yeah, I knew that.
Connor.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
He's good. He's practicing law now in New York. I mean, in LA, he's living with me, which is great. He's got a very, very beautiful Brazilian girlfriend who's a pop singer.
Awesome.
I think they may be getting married.
Hell
This
yeah.
is all private conversation, right?
So why can't we be friends with Russia?
With Russia.
Yeah. I don't understand why we can't just
I
be
think
friends.
we should. I think we can be. I think
it's important.
What?
I think it's very important.
Yeah, I think it's really important too. And that's, they lost the Cold War.
Yeah.
And, the most important diplomat in modern American history is a guy called George Kennan. And he's the architect of the containment policy after World War II. And he said, in 1997, when the Clinton administration began extending NATO to the east, to putting it in all these former Soviet bloc countries, he said, you can't do that. You're treating Russia like the enemy, and it is going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're going to turn them into the enemy, because if you treat them that way, they're going to have to arm and they're going to have to defend themselves. We should be inviting them into the market. We should be inviting them into, Western life. And I think we lost a big opportunity there. And I'm not saying Putin is a good guy, because he isn't, but the Russian people like us, and
Yeah, they love our culture.
yeah,
I truly don't understand it.
the same is true of Iran, by the way. I mean, Iranians love the United States. I read this poll recently that the favorite television show for Iranian teenagers was Oprah.
Nice.
That's awesome. They're not exactly like American teenagers, but they have
That's
a
really funny.
fascination.
There's like 40-year-old women.
Oh, they're like,
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Yeah, it's like just open up trade and just be cool. I don't know. Russia for real is like
Russia scares me. I've told you, every night I've been listening to this book. It's called A Nuclear War Scenario.
yeah.
It's terrifying. It's the scariest book I've ever read, and it's like,
Yeah,
why are we
messing around?
why are we even coming close to the idea of this? It's the end of the world.
And people assume that we've got the best nuclear arsenal in the world, and the Russians.
The Russians do.
Yeah, I think they've got 2,500 more weapons than we do. But they have much better weapons. They have better defensive
The
weapons.
thing that's really scary about the book is it talks about Russia's like Tundra, their early weapons. What's that, like early detection technology is like kind of subpar. So if we just launch any missiles, they have no idea, and they're like, that could be 100 missiles. It could be at Russia. We have to preemptively strike.
oh no.
It's a nightmare. And I don't know.
But they
That's
got
a
the best
nightmare.
nukes.
And we
They have
have,
the most, yeah.
if they do launch, or if there is a mistaken launch.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
This one, Amaryllis, who's my daughter-in-law who runs my campaign, she was a CIA agent for many years. But she says, if that's at 3:00 in the morning and President Biden, they wake him up and he has 7 minutes to make the call. And he's got
That's all I've been thinking about the whole book. For real.
he's got 6 guys pushing him through a tunnel at full speed.
And he has to make, he's the one.
During that period, while he's still running through the tunnel, he has to make the call: do you fire back or not?
Do you end the entire world or not?
Yeah.
It's
That's terrible.
It's so scary, dude. The book's so scary.
I didn't even think about accidents.
Yeah, I mean, it happened once. It happened in the Soviet Union. I think it's like in the 80s. This Russian guy, the Soviet guy, saw it was a radar malfunction, and he was like, America launched. And I guess that it was only 10 missiles. And he was like, it would be more than that if they really wanted to do it. I'm not going to tell anyone. And he was right. There was no actual
And did he
launch.
get court-martialed or something?
I'm not sure. I think he eventually
One
got.
of those guys got court-martialed.
He got considered. Yeah, his nickname's like the guy who saved the planet because he did. Because
Just by
his
being like,
real
"Eh."
job was to say yes, they launched, and he was like,
I don't know.
"This is like a big responsibility to end the world right now or not."
Whoa.
Yeah, it's very scary.
Yeah, that's
And
terrifying.
I never thought that. It reminds me of that Trump speech. He was like, "It's the N word." You ever see that?
Yeah.
It's one of the funniest speeches.
What is it?
He's doing a rally and he's like, I guess Trump he came to the conclusion that it's very serious to even discuss nuclear weapons. And he's giving a rally and he's like, there's a new N-word. And everyone's like, Jesus Come on, Christ, man. Dude. And he's like, no, not the other one. It's like, God damn it, dude.
I don't know. I think it was 2 years ago. Your producer will probably be on top of this.
He's looking at girls on
was-
Instagram.
Where Hawaii
Yeah.
got
I
that
remember
notice.
that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember that there had been a launch, that there was incoming, and everybody should run into their bomb shelters.
Yeah.
Which
Which will do nothing. Yeah.
God damn. Yeah, that's kind of terrifying. But now too, if we're friends with Russia, they might be like, you just like me because of my nukes.
True.
You know?
is what
They might just be like, you just like me because of my nukes. Russia might just be kind of like,
It is true, though.
You don't even
we
really
have to
like
like
me.
them. If they didn't have nukes, we wouldn't have to like them. But it's important we like them.
Yeah, that's what I worry about. I worry about the organization of the world at like the
That's-
highest of levels. It seems kind of terrifying.
That's what I hated about, like, when Trump went to North Korea and was becoming close with Putin and all that. It's like, don't try to divide. Like, that's good. I don't care. That's good. That's better than them having animosity towards
He should
us.
be a permanent diplomat to like
Apparently
totalitarian.
people like him.
He's great at it.
If elected, will you send him to North Korea to
Yeah.
Yeah. He needs
Good
to be
idea.
Yeah. He needs to be friends over there.
I mean, there's a couple of these new networks like News Nation that give me a platform.
The Hill. I
And
realize.
the Hill, they like me, but then they turned on me on Gaza.
Oh yeah.
But I like watching them. I think that they're trying to play it straight. That they don't have an ideology really. But
Can I ask, what was it that they turned on you for Gaza?
well, they the woman who's on that show, Brianna, who was I think she was Bernie's press secretary, and she feels like she accepts the narrative that Israel. My understanding is that Israel has no legitimacy in the region, and that it doesn't have a right to defend itself, and that the war is in Gaza is sort of a war of aggression by Israel, and that they should be out.
Right. Yeah, you caught a lot of heat about the Israel stuff. Again,
Yeah.
which goes to the, if you wanted to just read the room and just do the talking points, you could just be like, bam, bam, bam,
Yeah.
and get out and be the man.
That's a tough one. There's no real talking points on Israel.
Yeah. But if you were younger
It's
voters,
two
like Gaza-
clashing narratives, but
Yeah.
the younger voters, the people of the anti-war movement, the left wing of the Democratic Party that was kind of starting to lean toward me, a lot of those people are believe that they're helping Palestine by supporting Hamas, which I don't think is a good way to look at it. I think you have to separate Hamas from Palestinians. I consider myself extremely pro-Palestinian, and I think leaving Gaza in the hands of Hamas is a non-starter. It means that nobody can really rebuild Gaza. It means that Hamas continues operating their kleptocracy there, and training the kids to hate, to kill, to invade Israel. I don't see that it's there's been 5 ceasefires, and every one of them Hamas has used to rearm, to regroup, to hoist the banner, and to attack again. And Hamas says that's what we're going to do. We're going to do October 7th, October 7th, October 7th until Israel's gone. Oh, they don't want any territorial concessions. There's nothing you can negotiate. In fact, in their charter, they have a number of provisions that say even negotiating with Israel is a violation of Islamic law. So I don't see how you sit down and how you just stop fighting if they've declared war. They've since 2006, they've shot an average of 2,000 missiles a year at Israel. This war has been going on for 21 years. It really started in 2001. And I don't see, that you just stop fighting. I don't understand it.
I heard a rumor that Netanyahu funded Hamas. You ever hear that rumor?
Netanyahu, Israel did not create Hamas.
Yep.
Hamas created itself, but Netanyahu has approved the funding of Hamas through Qatar, at least $1.5 billion and probably closer to $5 billion. And he has, you don't have to speculate about his motives. Part of his motives was to keep peace. And this is what he'll say. We were buying them off to try to stop them from attacking us. But he also said very clearly at one point that it's better to support Hamas because as long as Hamas exists, they can't, the Gazan Palestinians won't make common cause with the West Bank, which is, because the Palestinian Authority, which runs the West Bank, is antagonistic to Hamas. And to keep them apart assures that there won't be a two-state solution. So I think Netanyahu was, part of his motive was to sabotage a two-state solution. And people say, okay, well, that was what he was doing, and therefore we should condemn all of Israel. But, he's one guy.
Yeah.
And, when George Bush and Dick Cheney were running this country, they did some pretty sketchy stuff, including invade a country that did nothing to us.
Yeah.
And destroy it. And yet, we don't all hate America and say that we have no right to exist.
Fair point. That's a pretty fair point. Yeah, it's one of those things. I always try to read about it, and no matter what I read, it's like swayed one way or the other deeply, and you're like, they get me all the time. But I know a lot of the independent younger YouTubers are pro-Palestine. But
yeah. The Dave Smith had a good one. Our friend Dave Smith, he's a libertarian Jewish man.
Oh, I know
he
Dave
was on
Smith.
show,
I debated him.
that's right.
I did our debate with him on Palestine.
He had a good tweet about it the other day about how the media now, like the media allowed, like the BLM, the protests that they got pretty wild. They were all supporting that, but the second college students almost entirely peacefully protesting Israel, they are condemning across the board almost. And he was like, the reason it's simple is because the BLM protests made Trump look bad. The Palestine-Israel conflict makes Biden look bad. And that's why the media is clearly, I don't know, I thought that was interesting. I don't think I have a question there, but.
No, it was a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
I think.
Yeah, no,
Did
I read the
articulate
same
that,
thing.
or am
I liked it
foolish?
too.
Yeah.
No, I liked it too. And it is true. It is kind of nuts.
What do you think of that?
I mean,
Because-
I think people should be able to peacefully protest. And, that's part of the right of being an American. So, when, at some point, does those protests become across the line, if you block students from going to class, if you block Jewish students from going to class, if you're occupying buildings, if you're trespassing, the university has a right to discipline you. The rights are very different if you're on a state school campus, because the state really should not be censoring anybody on the First Amendment. But if you're in a private school campus and you have community guidelines that protect, for example, non-white students, the same protection should be given to Jewish students.
Yeah, it sucks because the thing they do that I don't like with the Israel debates, if you're like, I don't like what Israel's doing in this case, or like you're anti-Semitic, you hate the Jews, and it's like, dude, I truly don't. But that's the one trap I think they fall into, where it's like, you must hate Jewish people, and it's like, no, dude, I just think that one particular instance is kind of bad. So
yeah,
it's tough.
I feel like Israel is a democracy. It's the only democracy in the Mideast, and that part of the duty of living in a democracy is that you criticize your own government, and that we all have I don't know if an obligation, but we all have a right to criticize the government of Israel without being anti-Semitic. I think it turns into anti-Semitism when you're applying a double standard, when you're judging Israel by standards that you're not judging the neighboring countries or West Bank or Gaza. If you say, Israel is guilty of genocide, which clearly it is not. Israel, there were in 1948 when the Palestinians left Israel, 750,000 of them left. There's now 7.2 million. So it's the opposite of genocide. And if you look at the surrounding countries during that war, those countries expelled their Jewish populations. There's many of those countries, for example, Jordan, where there's not a single Jew. And the countries that still have, there's only, I think, 15,000 Jews remaining in all of those countries. And that is a genocide, and it's continuing. And those countries are also committing genocide, many of them against Christians, like real, organized, systematic, we're going to kill you if you don't leave. And that's not true in Israel. Israel, if you're a Palestinian in Israel, there's 1.8 million Palestinians who have Israeli citizenship, and they have all the rights of Jews. They vote in elections. They can run for the Knesset. There's 10 Arabs who are serving in the Knesset. They can run for prime minister. They serve on every level of the judiciary. In fact, 4 years ago, a district court judge who is Arab convicted an Israeli prime minister of corruption and put him in jail for 7 years. And that decision was upheld by an Arab judge on the Supreme Court. Nothing like that could happen in the West Bank. In fact, these protests, if you tried to do these kind of protests in the West Bank or Gaza, you would be killed. You know, there's no free speech. There's no freedom of press. There's freedom. In fact, I think there's 27 states in the Mideast, and I think 26 of them have an official religion, and Israel is the only one that doesn't. Israel has freedom of religion. You can worship anybody you want in Israel without penalty. You can, people who are Arab or Druze or other nationalities and ethnicities, Shia or Sunni, have all the same rights as a Jew. So, saying that you're, saying that Israel commits genocide without talking about what's really happening around them is a double standard. And when there's no freedom of the press. There's no, in West Bank or Gaza. If you even talk about these things, about opposing the leadership, your life is at risk. If you're gay, you get killed.
Heard that. Yeah.
If you're a woman, you have no rights. There's,
Yeah, I've heard they're pretty tough on that as
Yeah.
well. What did Dave Smith say?
Tough on crime.
Yeah, tough on. What did Dave Smith say?
what?
What did Dave Smith say to all that? What did he say? Nah.
Oh, well, we didn't, Dave is a very smart guy.
Yeah.
He's, and that's why I wanted to talk to him about this. Because, I wanted to talk to them. I think he's probably the smartest guy out there on that, from that point of view. Oh, he avoided a lot of these. Our conversation avoided a lot of those issues. And I think it was much narrower conversation. I think.
Yeah, those debates spin off into like in 1942, the jurors, blah, 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 and they did this, and the battle of blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
but yeah, they should really, put that into more of a ceasefire. But it is tough because
it's hard to talk about the issue without talking about the history.
Yeah,
because it goes. There's kind of an assumption that Israel is not a legitimate country somehow. And that all of those countries were created by the British and the French after World War I when they cut up the Ottoman Empire. And Woodrow Wilson had said to them, I will only participate in this war if the people who are living in those countries get to govern those countries. So Britain was given the leadership over the administration of the Palestinian Mandate, which was Palestine, which was one of the bigger chunks of the Ottoman Empire. And Britain made a decision. They actually went and interviewed people, and they interviewed the Jews and the Arab. There was a Jewish population and an Arab population, and the Jews are always been a second-class race. They were called dhimmis since Muhammad conquest. And the Muslim leader, whose name was Mufti al-Husani, said, if this is all our land, there's nothing here for the Jews, and we don't even want a state even a mile wide for Jews. And any Jew that stays here will have second-class citizenship. So the British said the Jews had helped the British in World War I and World War II, and the Arabs had been against them. The Jews had taken Israel's promise that we're going to give you your homeland here. They said they were going to give them all of Palestine. Instead, they gave 85% of Palestine to Arabs, and they gave them a little sliver, about 10 to 15%. And so Israel, but all of those nations were created out of whole cloth, and none of them made any sense. I mean, Syria had a Kurdish population in it that was never given a homeland. The Christians were given a homeland in Lebanon because there's a lot of Maronite Christians, so they were given their own homeland. The Jews were given up a small, tiny little homeland in Palestine, which is, where there had been a Jewish presence there for 2,700 years. The Arabs were given most of it. And but there's a feeling among the Arabs that Jews shouldn't have any of it, and that's really what this dispute is about.
How could we end it?
Nukes. No.
Listen,
They keep bringing that shit up.
I know.
The thing is that Israel is at peace with two of its neighbors. When I was growing up, it was inconceivable that Israel would ever have a peace agreement with Jordan or Egypt. And it has peace agreements. Now you have the Abraham Accords that are three more nations that want to make peace with Israel. And it appeared that Saudi Arabia also wants to join the Abraham Accords. And, Saudi Arabia did something really interesting, which is after 9/11, because Saudi Arabia had a very, very radicalized population. And those were the people, I think, 26 of the hijackers on 9/11 were Saudis, because they had these Wahhabi, this strain of Wahhabism, which is a very radical form of Islam and jihadist form. And the Saudi Arabian government had encouraged it. But after 9/11, they were critiqued all over the world. And they made a decision, we're going to de-radicalize. And they put in place all of these programs to de-radicalize their population, and it worked. And so I think the ultimate solution is economic development. We need, Gaza should be one of the richest, most pleasant places to live in the world. It has miles of white sand beaches. It's the beautiful bluffs. It has the richest agricultural land. It has a foot of topsoil. It's an oasis, so it has abundant fresh water. It has a port that is at the confluence of the Mediterranean Sea and the Suez Canal and all the trade routes from Africa, Mideast, Asia, and Europe. It should be the Singapore of the West. And if you had people who are focused on economic development, this place would be thriving. But instead, all of the money that they get, they steal. The top guy at Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, has a net worth of $5 billion, which he's stolen every penny of it. His two lieutenants have a net worth collectively of $6 billion. And all the other money they get, they spend building an underground city, 300 miles of tunnel. Imagine the innovative and the entrepreneurial and the resourcefulness of these people to be able to make 300 miles of tunnels under their city. And all that's gone to war. What if you put that resourcefulness to work actually building a society that people could be proud of, which is what the Jews did. The Jews took a piece of Israel, of Palestine, a little tiny sliver 9 miles across, and it's now got one of the highest GDPs in the world. And it was barren wasteland for thousands of years. And, the people in Gaza have that capacity. And I think if the world comes together around them and says, we're not going to tolerate Hamas anymore, but we're going to create a Marshall Plan so that, you and your children and generations of children can thrive. This is what we did after World War II. The Nazis ran Germany. We denazified them, and now they're the richest country in Europe. And nobody worries about them going to war because we got rid of that ideology. The same thing happened in Japan. It's the richest, Japan, I think, third richest country in the world. So, I think you can de-radicalize them with good leadership. The problem is that, there's some institutions there, including the United Nations, that have actually amplified the problem rather than trying to solve it.
That's a good answer.
The regime
So
changes.
far, is this your funniest interview that you've ever
yeah,
done?
this is good.
No, that's good.
But the regime changes in Germany and Japan, that was a pretty heavy cost.
I mean, we
It's gonna be harder to-
killed 2 million German civilians.
Yeah. It's going to be harder. It's difficult to do that.
Well, but it's a much smaller country, right? So, it did come at a heavy cost, but I think to me, you have to get rid of step one is they have to get rid of Hamas, because let's say Israel left right now. Israel left Lebanon, and and Lebanon immediately Hezbollah became the hero and the kind of the world, became 10 times as powerful because it looked like they had defeated Israel militarily. So if Israel leaves right now, it makes Hamas 10 times as powerful, and then they leave an enemy at their border that they know is just rebuilding for the next attack. And that is not going to negotiate with them. It will not be satisfied with any outcome except the annihilation of Israel. So I think you have to get rid of that ideology. And, at the end of World War II, Roosevelt and Churchill met at Casablanca to decide what was going to happen. This was after the Normandy invasion. They knew that they had the capacity then to destroy Germany. And Churchill said, we should not do an unconditional surrender, because if we do that, then every German is going to fight to the death. And Roosevelt said, if we don't do unconditional surrender and we don't denazify Germany, they're going to come back in 10 years and do it again. As soon as they get another generation, they're going to come back. You got to denazify them. Oh, I think the same argument applies to Hamas, is that you got to get rid of them in order to give the Palestinians a chance to really rebuild their country. And then the whole world has to come to their aid and start, incentivizing economic development rather than, the devotion, the commitment to all of their human and financial resources to a war machine. After World War II, we had between 1944 and 1948, we did the Marshall Plan in Europe, and there were 17 countries in Europe. We rebuilt them all, and we rebuilt them. The amount of money that we gave for the Marshall Plan was $626 per capita per person in all of those countries over a 4-year period, and in 2023 dollars. So it was $42 at that point. Today it's $626. We've given over the past 20 years $8,600 to every Palestinian. And yet they're worse off than when we found them. Why? Because all that money's been used, either stolen or used to build a war machine. And so, it's just throwing money down a rabbit hole instead of building a society that makes people proud, that, makes people hopeful about their future, that gives them power in the world and sovereignty over their own destinies. And that's what we need to do for the Palestinian people.
Yeah, it's just tough now. Like in World War II, you could people go to war and they'd be like, oh yeah, whatever. It just is what it is. Now with there's footage, there's babies dead. It's all of it can just be spun into just you don't know what.
Because you're seeing it on social media.
Yeah,
for the
and you're
first
just
time.
this is terrible. So like you were saying, if you have to, take military intervention to remove Hamas, Shane's well, you have to kill hundreds of thousands of people. It's I feel like people feel they see the effects of war more acutely now. So it just seems
they do a good job of keeping the Ukrainian footage out.
Yeah,
You don't see that.
I guess you really don't.
I think that's interesting.
I haven't seen. You don't see any of it at all.
Rarely. You see some drone operating footage, but there's really not that much online about what's going on in Ukraine
That's weird.
Yeah.
compared to Israel-Palestine.
There's videos. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I don't know.
You know what? I mean, there's much worse wars going on right now than Ukraine. I mean, I think there's been 300,000 kids killed in Yemen.
Yeah.
And, we're supporting that war and nobody complains about it.
Yeah.
And, then there's in Syria, the same thing. what they did to the Kurdish population in Syria and Iraq. We killed 500,000 kids with the sanctions and with the war. 500,000 children died to get rid of a guy who never did anything to us.
Terrible.
So and so we do have to ask ourselves, and there's conflicts all over the world right now that are worse than what's happening in Gaza. And why is nobody complaining? Why don't we have protests? Do we only protest when there's Jews involved, or do we care about all these other places where Muslims are being killed? The Uyghurs in China, all over there are slaughters taking place of Muslims and evictions taking place, and nobody's complaining about them. But it's just one place where they complain, and that's when, it happens to be when the one Jewish nation in the world. And by the way, people say, when they say Israel is an apartheid state, how can you say that when every nation in the region has actual apartheid rules, and Israel is the only one that doesn't? Oh, the apartheid was in South Africa, and there was 143 rules that were race-based and that punished minority races or give them. And Gaza has that. In the West Bank, it's the death penalty for selling property to a Jew. In Jordan, it's the death penalty for selling property to a Jew. Why aren't people complaining about the apartheid state in Jordan? Or,
they set the bar pretty low over in the Middle East. They set the bar pretty low in the Middle East.
And that's what really I mean by a double standard.
Yeah,
if you're,
it's bad.
There's a famous story about the guy who is the president of Harvard. His name Richard Lowell in the 1920s, and he was trying to get, Harvard was the first Ivy League school that let Jews in. And he was trying to get rid of all the Jews at Harvard, so he made the applications by Jews much, much more rigorous than the application process for other people. And he was asked, "Why are you doing that?" And he said, "Because Jews cheat." And people would say to him, "Well, other people cheat too." And he'd say, "You're trying to change the subject. I'm talking about the Jews." So
this is the president of Harvard.
that is the kind of level of conversation that you have when you say, "Well, Jordan kills people executes people for selling land to Jews." Stop talking about Jordan. I want to talk about Israel.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Because there is everyone. It's taken for granted. Like, oh yeah, they throw people off roofs and stuff. Like we all know that. Obviously.
Also, thankfully, Harvard has since changed their racial acceptance policy.
Yeah, true. They use it against Chinese people.
A real quick one. What's going on in Haiti? Are we going to help Haiti ever figure out what's going on down there?
I mean, every time we've intervened in Haiti, it's made Haiti worse off. It's the poorest country in the hemisphere, and it's in total chaos right now. I'll tell you an interesting story about Haiti. And Haiti was the pearl of the Caribbean. It was the richest colony that France owned, and during the Revolutionary War, France came over, sent armies over, and helped us win the revolution. They had a couple of battalions that were all black from Haiti that came over here and fought. And those guys saw what was happening in America, and they said, we can do the same thing. So they went back to Haiti, and they started a revolution against the French. At that time, there were Americans who were coming down the Ohio River into onto the Mississippi and invading New Orleans, which was a French possession. So there were Americans flooding into New Orleans, and the French were worried that the Americans were going to take New Orleans away. So it sent the biggest fleet in history over to New Orleans to get rid of all the Americans. And they said, on our way, we're going to stop in Haiti and suppress this rebellion. They stopped in Haiti, and the Haitians wiped them out. Along with yellow fever, they destroyed the French army, the French military, and the French had to go limp back to France without ever going to to New Orleans. And when they got back to France, they had bankrupted the country. And so Napoleon had to sell New Orleans, the Louisiana Purchase, to America for, I think, $28 million. And it was Haiti that really created, in that way, that played such a key role in creating our country. And the Haitians expected support from us because they were the second place in the world that had a revolution against colonialism. They were trying to start a democracy. But the slave owners in the American South were very, very worried about the example. So so the U.S. government therefore boycotted and starved Haiti, and that was the beginning of the destruction, because it was the richest island in the Caribbean in the world. And because of that, because they were being starved to death, they had to cut down all the trees, and the soil eroded, and you had this cycle where the U.S. then goes in and invades periodically with the Marines, and every time just takes a little more out of Haiti. So it's a sad example of U.S. foreign policy.
That's pretty terrible. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Haiti's. There's a good podcast on it, Revolutions, about the Haitian Revolution. It's pretty awesome. I know you're running out of time. I understand.
true.
I understand. But yeah, we should help them out, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
we gotta help our neighbors out.
yeah. That'd be awesome to do.
Work on those cartels a little.
So
Let's figure it out.
I have one quick question left. So I don't think you've never voted before, have you?
No.
Neither of us have ever voted before. How do you do it? How do we
Yeah,
vote?
yeah.
I know we got to fill out a form online to register. How do you actually vote?
I've never done it before.
How do you vote? Yeah. How old are you?
38.
And you never
I
voted?
told you my generation is dispossessed. You don't make fun of me.
I'll tell you what. You don't need an ID.
You don't need an
You
ID.
definitely don't need an ID. That would be racist. Wouldn't it be racist if you need an ID? Anyway, I'm gonna go.
No,
to
I'm just
the bar.
kidding. We go online.
Those racist bastards better not check my ID at the
True.
bar.
True.
You
I
know-
know how you do it. You go online, fill it out, and then go in there.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I'm going to do when I get into the White House is the first day I'm going to order the passport office, or I order the post office and the State Department to issue passport cards to every American who can't afford them. Because right now there's a lot of Americans who don't have ID. They don't have a government issued photo ID. Mainly they're people, they're elderly. They're all Democratic constituency. They're elderly people whose licenses have expired. They're young college students who can't get a license. I mean, who haven't gotten a license yet. Because that whole generation. I mean, when I was, the day I was 16th birthday, I had my driver's license.
Yeah.
I
But
currently have an expired license, and it's hard to
You
get.
do?
It's hard to get an ID in Texas.
yeah,
You have to sign up like 3 months in advance.
yeah. And
then
it's a nightmare going
forget
to
to go.
DMV.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that. And then there are minorities in cities who don't have driver's license because they don't have a car. So that's why the Democratic Party does not want voter ID at the voting booth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, and nobody wants to go to DMV, but there's 30,000 post offices, and anybody who is a U.S. citizen ought to be able to go there and get a government-issued photo ID. Al Sharpton and Andrew Young have said, if I do that, they will waive any objection to requiring a ID at the voting booth. So that will diffuse this huge tension between Republicans and Democrats. About, you don't want ID at the voting booth. We do. Obviously, we should have ID. And I understand why the Democrats don't like it, because it disenfranchises millions of their voters. We could solve that problem that way. The other thing is, if you don't have a driver's license or a government-issued photo ID, you're a second-class citizen. You can't open a bank account. You can't go to get on an airplane. You can't stay in a hotel. You can't see your kid at school. So it will solve problems for a lot of other people. And then right now it's illegal to employ an illegal alien, an undocumented alien. But people do it anyway, because all you have to do is check out a box. It says, I saw their Social Security card. Well, Social Security cards are easily fabricated. They're used on job sites in New York. They're passed hand to hand, so everybody just shows them to the boss, and then they pay them in cash at the end of the day. and nobody ever gets arrested for hiring an undocumented. What I'm going to do is say everybody has to show a government-issued photo ID at a job site, or the employer goes to jail, and that will shut down the border. Because everybody's coming through that border because they want a job. If they know you cannot get a job in the United States unless you have a government-issued photo ID, they're not going to be flocking there anymore.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty simple. I don't know. It's crazy. They've never done that before. Never even thought of that either. I was like, well, you just can't get one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just print them out. It's a good idea.
I think we have to wrap it up. Thank you very much. This was
Yeah, thank you so much.
Shane, Matt, thank you so much for having me. I'm sorry I wasn't a funnier.
No, you're
that's
great.
okay.
Yes.
yeah,
No, dude,
it was
you were great. That was awesome.